There he is. The President of the United States of America emerges from Air Force One. Big moment for Trump. But this, of course, is a president who relishes big moments. Indeed, in many ways, his presidency is about creating big moments just like this. And I assume the plan is for him to get to the bottom of those steps and then go off to welcome President Putin to this air, that jet, and is emerging now.
And a little clap from President Trump to announce the arrival of Vladimir Putin.
And there it is, all looked good-natured. They look pretty pleased to see each other. And that man on the left is out of the diplomatic deep freeze, certainly as far as the West is.
You know the thing is, even while nobody could hold that. Like nobody, I'm like, nobody could undo that.
That's why they bring our phone down.
From there,
I think. Bring your luggage.
You can bring it with
Hello, I'm not picture back. Where after? Let them go in front. Don't touch it.
operations run for you.
Let me go and wait till it's the plan. Go ahead. Go with them.
Copy, standing by to instructions. Seven, the rest in the app.
Can you keep the body parts from the premium lounge?
Calm down. Don't be me. Eating everybody, eating take out of this place now.
attention before she can share her full account of the incident. Some say she might file a lawsuit.
I saw that viral video. Over 50,000 views already. It shows her arguing with crew, then slapping the purser and grabbing a fire extinguisher. If she has anxiety issues, that could have escalated things fast.
Exactly. The video sparked debate about how staff handled the situation. Some say they provoked her.
That makes Nigeria's ICU training standards look shaky. And with misconduct incidents reportedly rising, it's no wonder the NCCA is planning a retreat to retrain staff.
True. And speaking of drama, Kwam's flight ban was lifted too. Fan announced he'll be part of a security awareness campaign. Kwam has also said airline operators are considering appointing Ms. Comfort Emansin as an ambassador for good passenger conduct.
Still, the optics are wild. People on X are roasting it, calling it crime to cash conversion. Kwam One in a security vest meme already hit 10,000 likes.
The internet never sleeps. Well, Kwam is calling it voluntary community service and saying it's global practice for repentant offenders.
If she does file that lawsuit, it could force a deeper look into airline accountability. I'm rooting for transparency more than anything.
Same here. Let's check back after the NCCA retreat. Maybe this incident will finally push for real change.
Yeah, greetings, everyone. Buddy, you may want to put your camera on. Thank you all for joining me. This is, I want to make a disclaimer. This channel, we are not here to discriminate against any groups, no racial discrimination, no tribal discrimination, and none of, we don't want to intentionally insult each other. The objective of why we are here is to share information that we have, if possible, learn from each other, and also be able to use that to help us make better decisions in our daily lives. And so I just thought I should be making that clear every single time we start, so that we get that one straight. And clearly, you can see that the news is showing quite a few bits from the Trump-Putin meeting in Alaska to that of Kwam Comfort Emansin. I have to use her name. Her reaction, you can see from the video, the way she was acting. And we also heard about how Kwam Won was also, elevated to a high status. This is what we do now. So, and also, I think I'm going to play others. Be patient with me. Let me just play others so that we have an idea of what happened during the week. Because quite a lot of other incidents occurred other than the Trump meeting and Comfort's case. So let me just play some of the others, and then we can get started.
UK for inciting violence against Palestinians in the West Bank. Israel's far-right finance minister has plenty of friends up here. And that's because his plan to start work on what's known as the E1 settlement, which would connect Ma'ale Adumim in the West Bank to East Jerusalem, is a long-held dream of the Israeli settler movement, and would mean, Bezalel Smotrich says, the end of the idea of a Palestinian state.
Anyone who tries today in the world to recognize a Palestinian state will receive an answer from us on the ground. In the facts of houses, in the facts of neighborhoods, roads, and more Jewish families will build lives.
Minister, if this is the end of a Palestinian state, what do you want to happen to the Palestinian people?
I suggest reading my plan, the decision plan I published in 2017. The future I'm offering to Arabs in Judea and Samaria is much better than any Arab has in Arab countries. Much better for them than if they had had a Palestinian state. I am offering them protection of human rights, freedom and freedom of speech, freedom of religion, property protection, life protection.
This is a 30-year-old idea, but Smotrich is reviving it given what he says is the support of powerful allies.
Has Benjamin Netanyahu agreed to this plan, and has Donald Trump agreed?
Of course. What's the question?
It is a vow to keep on settling Palestinian land and builds on the parliament's approval last month of a motion to annex the West Bank. Israel Gantz runs the organization which oversees Israeli settlements.
what I do, it will bring a huge benefit for everyone. When I say everyone,
at the moment,
including
though,
the Arabs here.
At the moment in the West Bank, it isn't providing benefits for Arabs. They are blocked from getting to their land. Their land is being settled and taken away from them. You have settlers and IDF killing Palestinians in the West Bank. That is your responsibility.
It's my responsibility, but I think nothing that you said is truth, because today...
Well, we document it all the time.
Yeah, but you know, when you report, you have to report the truth. So
you go to the funerals, we see the children who have been shot by the IDF.
Please let me finish my sentence. You're not reporting about the attacks that came before what you saw.
If Benjamin Netanyahu is on board with this, he's leaving it up to his finance minister to lead the initiative, in the face of international criticism, not least from the UN, which has called on Israel to reverse its decision. But here, the direction of travel is one way.
They should take care of their own.
Benjamin Netanyahu has triggered a wave of diplomatic outrage across the Arab world. Netanyahu's public endorsement of the so-called Greater Israel vision has triggered a fresh row. The concept of a Greater Israel is rooted in history, religion, and politics, but fraught with modern geopolitical tensions. In a recent interview, Netanyahu was asked if he feels a connection to the vision of Greater Israel. His answer, an emphatic yes. It refers to an expanded Israel based on certain biblical or historical descriptions and interpretations that can include territories of today's Jordan, Lebanon, Syria, Egypt, and Saudi Arabia. Netanyahu's comments supporting Greater Israel drew swift and sharp criticism across West Asia. Jordan called it a dangerous and provocative escalation, rejecting what it described as extremist illusions. Egypt demanded clarification, warning of the risk to regional stability and the peace process. Qatar called the remarks arrogant and destabilizing, reaffirming support for Arab nations' rights. And Saudi Arabia rejected what it called expansionist projects and warned the international community of broader threats. The Arab League denounced the statement as a blatant violation of Arab sovereignty, accusing Israel of clinging to colonial delusions. The Palestinian Authority joined the chorus, calling the comment a provocation that undermines the two-state solution based on the 1967 borders. The Greater Israel concept has its origins in biblical scripture, though interpretations differ. Some see it as a symbolic or spiritual notion. Others, especially in the Israeli far right, view it as a territorial goal. Critics argue it fuels a settlement expansion and disregards the rights of Palestinians and neighboring states. Proponents in far-right circles frame it as a historical entitlement. At present, the inclusion of hardline ministers in Netanyahu's coalition has brought the phrase back into public discussion. For Prime Minister Netanyahu's critics, his endorsement undercuts Israel's stated commitments to peace agreements reached painstakingly in Oslo. As the condemnation grows across the Arab world, the question remains, was this Netanyahu's symbolic nod to ideology or a signal of policy direction?
All right. Thank you all for your patience. This is very interesting, actually, what I just watched. Did I just hear the Egyptian leader say he wants to get clarification from Israel what they mean? They did not see the map of Greater Israel. That includes a chunk of Egypt. He wants to get clarification on that. Oh, I think the Arab world, some people don't like to criticize the Arab world, but somewhere along the line, whatever is going in that Middle East, their hand is there. Let's not make a mistake. Many of those leaders, their hand is in what is going on in Gaza. That's why that war is not ending. Otherwise, it would have ended a long time ago. But let me welcome all the panelists. Buddy, you're welcome. Kene, obviously, you are welcome too. And I Speak the Truth is welcome. Very, very welcome, even if he likes to change his name. And also, the people in the chat, Kenry Bar, there was a statement Kenry Bar made I found interesting. He said, man, look at the days that they are fighting and killing themselves over, because that is true. Because the land they are fighting for is nothing like what we have right now. And it's funny because that first video we watched seems to sound like some of the things that are happening in Nigeria, where we hear about Fulani herdsmen taking land from people and all those things. And that's what is happening to the Palestinians. But that said, that theirs is a far more insidious though, because there is a military occupation there going on too. Then there is also the issue of the lady. You saw the lady, how aggressive she was with even newcomers that came to the scene. She was aggressive with them. And I also saw the video of other people also reaching similar conclusion that I reached, that why is it that people that are doing all these things seem to be rewarded in Nigeria? That is also an issue. There is also the Trump one, whichever one you guys want to cover. But the reason why I put body first, because we're having this conversation regarding the GDP and what the current government have done to the country. And you wanted to, I don't know what you are trying to prove. Personally, I don't think we are even arguing that much. You are stating something else, I'm stating something else. But if you are asking for evidence, I will show you some evidence. You know, it's very good. This is a session for evidence. You know how they say fact only underneath there? As you can see on the this, it says fact only there. So that's very important. So now look at the GDP in Nigeria. From here, you got into office half of the year. You see that drop? Then boom, here. $187.76 billion. That's a precipitous drop of our GDP because of a policy that he pursued. And when you make the point that because of reserves and all the problems we have, remember, when he came in, he removed subsidies. He had cash. He had more financial wiggle room. But what did he do? He went and still crashed the economy the way he did. But we'll leave it at that. If you want to address that, we can address that. Then we'll start commenting on the other main topics.
First disclaimer: I'm not speaking for the government. You know, we're only speaking on the fact that are placed, the topic that are placed before us. Because the perception of some people like, oh, we come here to defend the government. I'm not working for the government. We only read the newspaper and we read behind the news, we research. That's basically what we do. So what I'm saying in essence is this. Governments most times don't deliberately, like we have in Nigeria, reduce the, GDP forecast. We see World Bank, they do it every year. Even the forecast for Nigeria, they have to adjust it 3 times last year. Because it's a dynamic activity. Its economy is a human activity and it's a political activity. For the case of Nigeria, what I was saying is we have to look at the fundamentals. Where are we coming from? Where are we? we are at a point in a nation whereby we are even borrowing to foot the bill for subsidy. We are at a point whereby we are selling a barrel of a crude for 120, and we are still borrowing to wrong government to pay salary. And somebody said today that, oh, those years that we thought that the economies are good, that we are living on a false, I forgot the way that he described it. And our dollar is being subsidized. And we all know. And the reason for that, we all know. Because we run what we call market economy. What about market economy is like economy that's basically on service, trade and buying, like buy and selling. You import, you sell. So you have to peg your dollar at a certain rate for you to be able to do that. I know that we are doing bad because the data that was shown then that shows the economy was progressing. And it got to a point, remember, in the life of this country, that we couldn't produce the oil at a point. Go and check. Even at the point that we could produce, that we could only produce barely 800 barrels.
Sorry, I think the things you are saying, I don't like. I'm trying to connect the dots here. Okay. Nobody is saying that we didn't sell any crude oil or all those things. You are not acknowledging the fact that you just watched a graph from almost 500 billion GDP. There was a time Nigeria had 500 billion, actually. We're over 500 billion.
What about before that peak? What was going on? I was trying to explain.
No, hold on. No. The same thing is happening now. Okay, let me just show you something, because you are appearing to think that everything is anything has changed. Now, let me show you. Sorry, hold on. The first half of this year, the Nigerian government spent almost $5 billion defending the currency. Okay. $5 billion, the first half alone. So what do you make of that? When you are busy talking about, in other words, we just suffered almost for nothing. Why are they still depending in dollar to the tune of almost $5 billion in half a year, almost 2 years after floating the currency? I've said it before, because that is not the real issue. The real issue is because the Nigerian government chose not to defend the naira, not to reduce the demand for the dollar. They chose not to do the right thing. They even opened up the Nigerian space so that they can even import food, because they say Nigerians are hungry. This is what they tell Nigerians all the time. In other words, you just sabotage almost all the good work that Buhari has done in terms of trying to make Nigerian farmers do the production of food. Instead of them to be getting better, you flooded the Nigerian market again with food.
Forefather, what was the price of rice as at then? What was
it? Was higher. Sorry. It was higher, but he created the problem. Don't you understand?
What was the cost of the ways and means then?
What do you mean cost of the ways and means? Are you talking about the national budget?
No, I'm not talking about the national budget. I'm talking about the money that the federal government borrowed from the central bank itself, from its own central bank itself.
What has that got to do with
the
demand for the dollar?
That's why I said, forward, hear me out. That's why I said there are fundamental.
Hold on. Calm down. Slow down. See, because you can sit here and ask me about every single thing. Sooner or later, you're going to ask me what type of tissue Tinubu uses. No, that is not the point. You have to hold on. Let me say this. Whatever you are saying have to be relevant to the point I've made. You can't just be making side statements. Then we don't get anywhere. People don't let anything from here. So now I'm going to let you talk. Okay. Now tell me what ways and means have anything to do with this $5 billion that we just spent defending the naira that they claim they want to stop. Go ahead.
Forefather.
It's a simple question. Tell me how ways and means affects that depending on the naira.
Whatever they call economics, it's an open thing. It's not abracadabra. So whatever I say here, you can fact check. I even talk with other people as well. It's not a matter of opinion. I said, what do we mean by ways and means? Ways and means means when government decided to approach its central bank to borrow money. That means to printed money for itself to run the government. So what that means in essence is that government is deliberately devalue its money, devalue its currency, That means at that point in time, if you have money in bank, in deposits, and government decided to print money for itself to run the government, they've reduced the value of your money by half of itself.
Yes.
Half of the value of that money itself.
Not by half, depending on how much they print.
Depending on how much they borrow. So that's why you have CBN in place. The role of the CBN, basically, to what they do, what they are there for, it's not just to collect money. It's for them to manage inflation and to manage the exchange rate.
We know that, but what are they going to do with this?
I'm going to your point. You said, why do central bank have to like stabilize the exchange rate with $4.5 billion within that short?
Because that's what they claim they wanted to stop. That's why they floated the currency.
No, they never said, Father. What they say is, that does not mean that they will not manage the money. What the central bank is there for is to manage the currency. Management of the currency does not mean management of the currency involves defending the naira when it's necessary.
Okay, now
they do the same thing with dollar. You can fact check. They do the same thing.
So now let me say this. Let me say this. Do you know what Nigeria has lost in the last 2 years economically, job losses, defending this, and even if you're something that had to come back? Have you ever bothered to do the calculations that what Nigeria lost because of that policy of floating the currency? It's not Nigeria alone. Even Nigerian government itself. You look at the debts. Because the currency, the value of the currency has been devalued. That means those money they borrow in dollar term, if you calculate them in naira term, they've tripled. Government has borrowed more. But in other words, they made life difficult for Nigerians.
No, yeah.
But Forefather, what are you saying?
Because
saying
what government is saying necessary is this. Forefather, what government says necessary is this. We have old way. And I'm trying to explain that old way that, we've seen the economy grow that way. Why did it talk? Why did it change? And it got to a point that I don't have enough buffer to continue that trajectory, to continue that line.
What buffer?
They have a foreign reserve that's something like $45 billion during Yaradua.
Let me
you have waffled so many. Can please shed some light? This guy is waffling all over the place. Hold on, I will come back. You are waffling all over the place. I can't track you.
Buddy, we are all here. So you've talked a lot. So let's help you here. This is very simple to understand, right? You stated that we are not questioning where we are coming from.
Okay.
Now, let me answer you. We are coming from
prosperity.
No, hold on. We are coming from Goodluck Jonathan. When a dollar is about 180 naira. When a pump of fuel was about 160 naira per liter.
Okay.
Now we got to Tinubu, Buhari, where a pump of fuel increased to about 400, 500 thereabouts. Where dollar also increased to about 400 naira per dollar. Now, when Goodluck Jonathan was in power, that fuel was about 160 naira per liter. NMPC was still functioning, functioning a little bit, right? When Tinubu Buhari got in, NMPC was crushed. Then we would have got to a stage where we found ourselves in this calamity called Tinubu, right? The price of fuel skyrocketed to about 1,000 naira, 1,002, 1,003. Then the naira skyrocketed from 400 that he met it to about 1,570 naira per dollar. That is where we're coming from. And again, you is telling us that the statistics, who made the statistics? The government, the calamity we find ourselves called Tinubu's government, saying that the economy is stable. That doesn't mean that in reality, the economy is stable. What is stabilizing the economy? Is it the over $48 trillion borrowing that he's using to buffer the economy that is actually stabilizing the economy? Or is it the consistent stealing of government, suppose money that they're supposed to use for infrastructural development, the consistent looting of this economy money that is actually stabilizing the economy. I want to know, like I asked you earlier, like I asked you earlier, you made mention of infrastructural development, exportation, and all that. Please tell us 5-ish that this government has brought to Nigeria. You cannot be telling us about stability when the people are being taxed to stupor. The taxation in Nigeria is getting out of hand. The stealing is getting out of hand. Nothing is working in Nigeria. Nothing. Where is the stability? There's hunger in the country. High debt ratio is going up. Nothing. Tell us what exactly we want to know, or we should believe that actually this government is using to propagate this falsehood. Because you are here telling us stability, stability. We are not seeing it. It is not working. Let me tell you, if you are stable, that means you are within the normal limits, right? You are not progressing, you are not retrogressing, right? But this government is rather retrogressing. Remove the borrowings that he's using to buffer the economy. This government will nosedive straight into the pit. What is actually stabilizing this economy? Forefathers here shared a graph showing you how the GDP went down drastically.
That does not mean
from about
tomorrow. GDP is dynamic.
To about 180.
But Kenny,
please compare that with Ghana. Do you know that Ghana is thriving better than Nigeria as it is today?
Let me ask you guys.
Okay, compare the Nigerian GDP with that of Ghana's GDP. See the growth that Ghana is making.
So that we close this argument.
Okay.
Let's
allow Atwili to just make his interjection. Let him do his interjection, then he can speak.
Go to what we call Fitch.
Fitch. Okay, what do you want me to check on Fitch? But let Atwili to speak. What do you want me to
Nigeria economy?
What I want to ask you guys.
The simple way I will put it is this. If you have a credit card, you use it. As you use it, there are some agencies that track your credit point, your economic activity, what you do, what you buy. And at the end of the day, they rate you. If you want to do other thing, they rate you. They quickly look into those information.
Okay.
Don't take it from me.
Okay.
Hold on.
Credit card does Nigeria
sorry, hold on. I think
other than oil.
This is the problem with many.
Which credit card other than oil? Don't worry. We're going to give you oil. Give us loan. We're going to give
you. Can you just hold on for a second?
I don't have the credentials.
Hold on. Let's allow I speak the truth since I've given my words. You can speak.
And I was gonna ask you. I'm gonna ask you guys a general question because everybody's just bouncing all over the place, and Fitch is not gonna do anything for a layman. Okay, everybody on here, we can all pretend we're we're not. All right. So the basic of it is, what are the indices that determine your economy is stable? Like I said on Dr. Damage's show, stable financial systems. 1, low inflation, low unemployment, and do we have those? Those are the things you have to look at. Okay, that is a sign. Not Fitch, credit card, and all that. All I want to ask you guys, that everybody's saying on here, if you on one side are complaining, and this is Forefathers and Kenny, that the Nigerian economy tanked, and your determination of it tanking, one of it was the exchange rate. What do you think Nigeria's exchange rate should be? Meaning, what do you think the true value of the naira is? Because I think that is what we should be trying to determine, not what oil was. I mean, for contextual reasons, there were reasons why the oil prices and oil sales for Nigeria was very high during GJ's era. We know how high the prices were on the international market. which wasn't the same with the Buhari administration. Neither is it the same now. Then there was a lot of subsidizing going on. So these are the things the World Bank, IMF, and other foreign financial institutions says should be removed before we can experience what I think we're experiencing now, which some of us will term stability. But in essence, this is for Kenny and forefathers. What do you think the true value of the naira vis-a-vis the dollar should be?
Okay, the World Bank, IMF, or whatever we call them, do you think that any of these organizations meant well for any African country?
No.
Do you think that they prefer any solution? I mean, they give you any solution, any advice that will actually provide solution to your problem in Africa?
So
let me tell you,
no.
Yeah. Now, the true value of Nigerian economy, right, or Nigerian naira under Tinubu is nothing, is zero. Naira should be taken to the abyss and just set it on fire. Naira doesn't make sense anymore. That is the true value based on my own evaluation. I will not come here and tell you, oh, it should be 2 naira. No, Naira is useless right now as it is. It's very useless, right? You can't even cook a small pot of, what is the cheapest food now? Cheapest soup.
Oh.
There is none, actually.
You don't even know the cheapest soup.
Yeah.
And they see you are in Nigeria. How can you?
40,000 naira cannot give you 1 pot of soup.
Okay, so let me say this. The idea of the value of the naira is based on what you think is where your economy is. If you are doing a lot of imports, you want your currency to be as strong as possible. How do you do that? You reduce the demand for foreign currency and foreign goods as much as possible. That is the direction you go. But this government went the opposite direction. Even when they had a financial wiggle room, they claimed that the Nigerian economy was in distress. There was a lot of problem because there was a fuel subsidy. They have to be subsidizing. Okay, fine. You've removed the fuel subsidy. Why did you go and flow the currency immediately? Why did you go and flow the currency when you knew Dangote refinery was about to come on stream, that it's going to help reduce the demand for the dollar? Why do that? Why was he in such a rush, even before his CBN governor going to office, to do that? Because he just wanted to do it for whatever reason, whoever granted him power, whatever, he just wanted to do that. And what he did kneecapped our economy.
But should I interrupt you real quick?
Go ahead.
Thank you. But if you say that, part of the reports that Mrs. Iweala is depending on, and I think someone mentioned it, and I think it was Buddy, was that for the first time in a long time, Nigerian exports are actually more than what it imports into the country. Now, if that is true, that, again, depending on the amount being brought in, that will signify some sort of growth.
Yeah. See, you and I know that government, Nigerian government per se, is the mother of all propaganda.
Yeah.
Whether Iwala, Ngoji Konjo Iwala, or whatever her name is, so they are all the same people. Do you understand? Telling us that Nigeria exports more than it imports is a big lie on a normal level. Even Body, you agree with me that is a fat lie, right?
I don't know.
What
I
exactly?
think on the
What exactly do we export? Again, when you ask about naira, the value of naira, what I was saying is Nigeria, the naira has no value because we have nothing to exchange for foreign currency. We have nothing. We don't export anything, but we import everything. Do you understand? We don't even refine our own crude oil. We have to export it, then buy it with foreign currency. See how stupid we are, right? So that is why I say it has no value. The only time that I can tack a value on it is when we begin to export it, exchange for something. When we begin to refine and export. When we begin to even export human resources. We have nothing of this nature. Let's tell ourselves the truth. We are just big for nothing giant of Africa. That's what we
Thank
are.
you.
Unless we
Thank
want
you.
to
I
keep
think
lying
Man
to
of Prestige
ourselves.
wanted to say something. Man of Prestige, please go ahead.
Thank you very much. Greeting everybody. Father, I think you posed a question earlier. You know, why our GDP dropped from, I think my own recollection, 440 or 441 about 4 years ago. Now it's about 187, right? I mean, that's the question you asked. Okay. This situation here, you know, is because this happened. I'm not a fan of this government. Okay, they have done a lot of things wrong, you know. So right now they are trying to balance what they did wrong. But are we heading in the right direction? So let me speak about where Okonjo-Iweala is coming from. She is speaking from the data that's available there. Okay, and she wasn't speaking to common Nigerians. She's speaking to the world. That's the point of view that she's coming from. If you look at the present Nigeria right now, has the economy, you know, stabilized? Yes, it's stabilized. But where are we coming from? From where we was 2 years ago, or a year ago, 4 years ago? You know, things are stable. Naira is pretty much stable right now. It's around 15, you know, 15 to 1600, whichever may be. You know, so it's not really fluctuating from 200. You know,
with additional 4% on importation of cars. Additional 4%.
I'm not. Let me land, okay. So, if you look at the current indicator, it will give you the fact that Okonjo-Iweala was starting from. You know, that does not really, you know, help the common people. This is on a governmental level. It's speaking to the world. If you look at our balance of payment, you know, we're exporting more, not the crude oil part of it, you know, more than we used to before. So that's the balance of payment. We are right on that. If you look at our credit rating is up, and our GDP has grown about 3-point-something percentage, you know, and the fiscal and the money, you know, monetary policy that they implemented is pretty much stable. It's working. That's the only area he was talking about. You don't expect her to come here and say, you know, what the data didn't say. She can lie, but how does that help to the common people? Now they have rebased our inflation. Now we have about 22 or 21%. But that does not fit out to the common people. If you look at the common, if you go to the market, the average, hold on, let me finish. The average inflation is about 25 to 30%. Inflation and other things. But the actual rebasing, what they use to rebase it, is exactly what is, you know, what it is. It's simple economics. That's what I'm looking at it. So Okonjo-Iweala did not say anything out of place, but just using the data. Are we going to get where we want to? That I don't know, because this government has, you know, the way they came in, you know.
Are you aware that Tinubu? Are you aware that Tinubu? Yeah, are you aware that Tinubu?
You know, what is
it? Are you aware that Tinubu come up with his own?
Hold on. Sorry. Let's thank. Hold on. Let's thank the donators. We have to thank the people that are keeping the channel alive. Joseph Oji, I have to thank you for the donation of £5. Hold on. £5 is a lot of money. You know, you have to all these dollars that you're talking about. Hey, hold on. Hey, a man of prestige, hold on. What is wrong with these people? I'm trying to talk about money here. You're just interrupting me. You have to acknowledge people that are donating to the channel, because we don't thank them enough. When they donate, we don't welcome them. Why would they want to donate to us again? $5 is a lot of money. You know, pound sterling, they say it has a surname. This is real money here, not dollars. So, but we welcome dollars from Kulata, from Nnamdi Ifeanyi Kandu. So donate to the channel, and we will appreciate it a lot. I really appreciate your donation, Joseph Oji. Please go ahead, man of prestige.
Forefathers, if I donate on this platform with, this is £5, right?
Yes.
If I donate 10,000 naira now, how will you appreciate me?
I will appreciate it. I will appreciate it, but a little bit less. But it's all right.
we will just close the channel for you.
I will appreciate it. It's quite a lot of money still.
Like $10, like
yeah, it's still a lot of money.
10 naira, 10,000 naira.
It's $5 at least.
Forefather,
Yes,
I
please.
think our country we just enter one chance. So I swear.
That's my own take about what Okonjo-Iweala said. It's pretty much, at the economy step
Okay,
like this time,
man of prestige. What if I tell you that? Man of prestige. What if I tell you that? What if I tell you that in 2021, Nigeria had a negative trade surplus in terms of we imported more than we exported, but for 2022 we exported more than we imported. For 2023 we exported more than we imported. So what is different now?
Well, what were we exporting? The crude oil that we were
Of course,
using
it's
to pay
crude
back
oil
our
now.
loans.
It's mostly crude oil now. What do you? Because, but it makes sense though. It makes sense if you have to export more because most of our income is from
Is
overseas.
this the crude oil that have been loaned into that will be for repayment? Is that what you call it import? Does it
Crude oil has been loaned in advance.
No, crude
Yes.
oil is just one
Did
commodity.
it trickle back to income for us at that time?
Yeah.
No.
The problem is
it's
crude
just
oil.
figures. It's just figures.
You see why it's good to be praising people when they donate all this kind of money. You see, this is 10 this in pounds now. I really appreciate you, Joseph Orji. All these, all these tight people, they are going to go to church tomorrow and going to donate a lot of money. And when they come here, they don't want to donate anything.
Read what you wrote there.
Let me read what it says. After the rebasing, all indices of our economy don't believe any figure from this government. Yes.
I beg, what happened to Okonjo-Iweala? I beg, what happened to her? Those are one of the people that we were holding to high esteem. As Mama, in fact, we miss Akunyili.
No, it's not fair. No, it's not fair. Sorry. Let's not malign her. Let's not malign her.
She's a mama. Yes.
Hold on.
Finance minister.
Please, calm down. Man of prestige, hold on. You're not hearing me. See, let's try to get something straight. Let's not malign her. If you look at the words she chose to use, she's trying to avoid criticizing the government. You have to, their diplomatic language that she's using.
The government, then she would choose the people to criticize her.
Exactly.
Do you understand?
Yeah,
but cannot be anywhere.
What she said is just a fact. She choose
to be with the government, not with the people.
No, she's not with the government. No. She's not with the government. No, she's not with the government.
Do you think that if Akonji...
No, she lied.
Sorry, Papa, do you think that if Okonjo-Iweala was the head of this economic team, we should use this approach to run this economy?
No, exactly. She's not going to come out and tell you that.
She's not going to
do that. That is the difference. She's just going to tell you the basics. And she's not going to come and criticize the government.
Her position is now more political than economic reality. Is that what it is now?
No, she doesn't criticize government. WTO doesn't just go to people's countries and start criticizing the government. They don't do that.
Yeah,
talking of economic growth at this level, how are you going to grow economy that have stuck already now? How are you going to grow it now? When you can't talk to them, they are like a cabal. They've captured the system. They're told economic growth to who?
She was even scared. She was even scared of talking. Last time, right?
Did he tell him that the yacht was wrong? Did he tell him that this money they are voting for renovation of airport, renovation of all this, and they are all wrong?
Understand body language. She was fearful when she was speaking. She looks very apprehensive, right? This is the woman during Goodluck Jonathan that she actually was trying to help fix the economy. Her mother was kidnapped from the village.
Yes.
She was threatened.
Yes.
So now you have a mother of all criminality in Aso Rock, and you want her to say the obvious? If you do that, this time she herself will be
exactly. She's just being careful. She didn't lie. She didn't lie, and she didn't necessarily. She didn't even praise him. I don't think she literally praised him. When did she lie? When did she lie? Tell me what lie she told.
He said the direction was in the right course.
What is the
yes, even myself right now, I think the direction is the right direction. It doesn't mean he's doing all the right things.
Father, you don't do such things with the economy that is on ground in Nigeria now. People are stranded more.
Jobless.
You don't use that approach. We didn't grow up with that
Let's calm
level
down.
yet.
Let me describe what
businesses
I
are being
swear.
crushed.
Can they hold on?
They are
Can
losing
they
jobs.
don't just hate somebody? You have to hate them with
Do you
reason.
know that I can go to JFK from where I am with $2.50, and I can also go with $150 to the same location where I am today. That's an economy that needs such whatever, because there's provision already for everybody to the downtrodden to run.
Obi,
You understand? Those are the issues.
Hold on. Let's calm down. See, the way I see the economy is Tinubu was given a vehicle to drive, the car. Then he drove it into a ditch, drove it into all kinds of forests and everything. Then brought it back on the road again with all the tires broken, windows broken, and everything. Then said that in other words, he's driving the right direction. That's what Okonjo-Iweala is saying. He's not addressing the part where he railroaded the economy all over the place and brought the economy back. This thing. That's what I see. The direction is correct. The direction is correct. It doesn't mean the damage has not been done. The damage has been done
in the system we're talking about, right?
But that's not her job. Her job.
Exactly. She can't just come and start criticizing. Oh, why do you destroy the economy?
Then she should not paint a good picture of a failing economy.
Exactly.
If you are listening, it's not a good picture.
What she did.
Father, you know that I just came back to Nigeria a few weeks ago. If you not try go out, right? If you go that place, come back. My
See,
guy.
I don't know when last you visited home, but please try to go and come.
Last year. No, I saw it.
My guy is bad. When I mean bad, it's bad.
In Nigeria?
Yeah.
Oh, that was the problem. Try to drive.
No. My mate.
No, I was in Abuja throughout. I didn't go anywhere. I was in Abuja throughout.
My mate that I left in the banking industry, who were like middle class, is all eroded. It doesn't exist no more. They're all down there.
Right, so ask. This is what I would have loved you to ask Obi and Kenny.
Wow.
In the
Colonial Master, your voice is your phone. Your voice is so low. I can't even hear you.
Can the rest of you hear me?
Yes. I can.
Well, Obi, you're gonna have to clean your ears, I think. So this is what I want to ask. I want you to ask Obi, okay, and Kenny. If put in the same position, what policies would you guys have taken different from what the present Nigerian government is taking?
Very simple. I was even telling somebody the other day that my dog is smarter than those people in Nassau Rock. Very simple. I will not steal. I will not loot public funds. Matter of fact, I will not buy nyash or nyash, whatever you call that nonsense stuff. I will not buy it in the first beginning.
Can I make a comment?
Right? I will not rebuild Vice President's house with over
20 billion.
20 billion.
Yeah.
I will not do that. I will cut on useless spendings. I will not be flying abroad with my family all the time on government expense, right? I will make sure that NNPC is working so that we refine our own crude oil and bring it out in the market and sell.
Correct.
Right? I will make sure that any project that I will embark on will be a project that will be profitable to the economy, that will generate revenue to the economy. For example,
like what?
The dilapidated roads, federal roads, Lagos, Ibadan Expressway down to that connects the entire of Nigeria from Lagos to Enugu to Abuja to Maiduguri. That road must be fixed before I embark on any new project.
Yeah.
Right now, I will diversify the economy very, very well. For example, the seaport will not be centered in Lagos alone. More than 4 states will have seaports so that I will balance the economy. Thirdly, international airports will not be only Lagos and Abuja international airports. There will be one functional international airport in the southeast, one in the south, one in the northwest. Every region must have one competing international airports.
Kenny,
Now it is now there for you.
let me ask you a quick question. So
Again, hold on.
Wait.
Again,
How long
you know, I'm not done. Again,
I know there's a lot of problems.
Can they try to limit your time because others haven't spoken? AY, MOP, and body needs to add too.
How long, in terms of years? Let's forget the amount the money is needed, right? How long do you think all these projects that you want this government to achieve, how long do you think it's going to take? Bearing in mind, you made one critical statement. You said, left to you, if the expressway from Lagos to Abeokuta and that connects the rest of the country is not completed, you're not embarking on any other projects.
Yeah, about road construction.
Okay, so the remaining project, how long do you think it's going to take for you to achieve it?
Very simple. As long as it took them to rebuild the vice president's house with over 20 billion naira, I will make sure that. Have you heard the saying, "Ego Giolo"? Money, now work. I mean, when you have the money, the work will be fulfilled immediately, right? So the money is there. When I stop the wastages, I will use the money to build the project within 12 calendar months. Within 12 calendar months, I will have 2 extra seaports in Nigeria.
It's doable. Very doable.
Two extra ones.
Do we know whether that is physically possible? Like Chinese, have they done it?
It's money, yes. It's money. Money talks, right? There's money. Okay. We have money in Nigeria. Just that we have hard criminals that knows how to loot or that know how to loot the money, right?
That's fine. Okay, let's be fair to the others. Let's move the mic around. We've seen your presidency, how it's going to look, and clearly, I think there's something I picked up from what he said, that he was going to try to make the nation a bit more equitable. Maybe that's something Nigerians have to look out for, because generally that instinct is not a bad instinct to have. Man of Prezi, you wanted to say something quickly?
Yeah. I wanted to say something. I mean, I had everybody spoke and everything, and I had body, spoke. I mean, let's be realistic of what we are debating about, what we go well said or whatever. In my own opinion, body is the only one that has the concept of economies. In my opinion, the way he stated it was absolutely right. I mean, you have to differentiate between the micro, and the micro. In terms of economies. Just because things are stable does not mean that the ordinary people, I mean, just stable on paper, but it does not translate to the real world. That's exactly why the viewpoint where I was talking about. But a lot of people here are coming here bashing her. I mean, she's coming from economical point of view. The difference of between the micro and micro economies. That's the concept that she's coming up. That she was coming about. She didn't say anything wrong, in my own opinion. That's the way I see it.
I don't think she said much wrong, but she's just trying to avoid criticizing the government.
I just told you why.
Let's bring AY. We don't want him to danger. We don't want AY to go to the dark side. So AY, please. Welcome. What do you make of the discussion so far?
Good afternoon, everyone from here.
Welcome.
You mean the economic issue you guys are discussing?
Yes, you could decide to go to any other topic, because this body was the one that wanted us to address some points. And
which other topic have you guys discussed so far?
We've not really discussed anything. Body has come to waylay us, but it's all right. We were looking to talk about Kwam too, and Trump and Trump business, and what the Israelis are up to.
Talk about the Kenneth father.
Look at that! Look at that!
Yeah, but see, actually,
hold on. Let's go back. Let's go back to AY. Let's go back to AY.
Trump.
Okay. So, I will start from the Kwam 1 incident. I have not been able to comment on that incident. First of all, I was really pissed that day when that incident happened. I was also very disappointed. I used to think Kwam 1 is a very reserve and you know, all those Nigerian braggadocious behavior is not with him. I was surprised when he did that. But
Was you? Nah.
yeah, but clearly, I begin to think the only reason I can see why he behaved the way he's behaved is because Tinubu is in power, nothing more. And to be fair to him, I was actually very happy that he was able to come online and apologize to Nigerians. I feel Nigeria deserved that apology, and I think that's the least because the way he behaved, I don't think if Buhari was in power, he would do that, or any other president. That is
But why do you say that though?
That's the only reason, because he is a friend to the president, right? So the only way I see the only reason he did that is more like, I got it. Yeah, my people are in power. My friends in power. There is nothing that can happen to me. If it was a different president, he will not do that. I would really love the law to go after him. Then I got really disappointed again by Mr. Festus Keyamo. I don't know what happened. They gave him ambassador of nonsense. That you don't reward failure. You don't reward
sorry.
failure. Because,
Sorry. Let me just ask: is that not at the core of our problems? Like this guy literally held an aircraft to the point where somebody almost got injured, and
he
rewarded him.
Almost died.
No, but they didn't reward him though.
Ambassador of security.
Ambassador.
Hold on.
They should come and make me an ambassador now. Why are they giving him ambassador? I didn't even hold plane up.
Hold on. I'll be looking for opportunity to speak on this issue because you see, you don't reward failure. Like, I mean, him apologizing. It's okay. Let's let him go. We can forgive him, but rewarding him as for ambassador, that's absolutely rubbish. They're taking Nigeria for granted. Not only breaking the law, he disrespected the whole Nigerians. So I was not thinking about it. Assuming that pilot, let's say it was from the Igbo origin or Hausa origin, you will hear different story. So that was my fear. I was happy they were both Yorubas. That is where I fight is very disgusting. You would have been hearing different story today. So,
but imagine if the pilot was Igbo, man, we would not hear the end of it.
I mean, to her is human. I mean, it's human, right? I understand it, but I'm also happy he apologized. But what he did was very unnecessary. Just obey the law. Like, if they tell you don't take alcohol, take drink to the plane, why are you doing that? So even a lot of people were supposed to go for it. Where did it pass with that drink? Whatever it is. You know, we have these things are very, very dangerous, right? Because I would have really loved to punish him so he serves as deterrent to others. But however, I mean, we can also forgive him. But I would rewarding him with ambassador. That's rubbish. So that's that on that topic, right? Hopefully we get
and there is another area I wanted you to look into in the Nigerian space. Because what this exposed to me, hold on. What this exposed to me was the fact that Nigerians don't hold people accountable. And it forced me to go and check the conviction rates in the UK. And I found out that the number of convictions in the UK per annum, a UK, an economy that is relatively okay, where people don't have much of an incentive to break the law, they have over 1 million convictions a year. In Nigeria, less than 30,000. And our population is about 4 times that of the UK. So what are our lawyers? What are our lawyers doing?
It's not just
so you need to know. You need to know how Nigeria operates. We have fundamental issue where there are deeper issues than you're looking at right now, right? So first of all, the police cover up crime in Nigeria. You have money, you go. God forbid, Nigeria is a place you can buy person. You drop 5 million with the police, they're gonna die the case right away. That is
arrest innocent people.
The Kaibu arrest innocent people and make them to pay. So that's one, right? So the laws generally, they are for poor men, poor people, not for the rich. If you look at how these guys in government, how everybody is doing, if you go arrest their family member, let's just make one call to the IG, release it. So this is real. This is what is happening.
Yeah, but even the poor are not getting convicted. Because if you have 1 million in a country of 66 million and you have 30,000 in a country of over 240,
have you been to Nigerian prisons?
I don't know. There is something thousand convictions per annum. No, that sounds like it's like nobody's being convicted at all.
They don't get convicted in the court. Police get them arrested and lock them up.
Bro,
I mean, they don't even appear to court. Right? But this is it. I like what this Gen Z boy said today. At least he made sense. He made sense today. But there's something I differ with.
No, it's not your turn already. Let me finish.
Hold on now.
No.
Yeah, when it comes to
they let him. He doesn't want to keep it. Let him go now.
Hold on. I'm not giving you any time. Hold on. Don't praise me. I'm not giving you.
So you are Gen Z now, eh? Okay.
Don't listen to him. You don't get respect for old man. If I quit marry, I for boy your mate. If I married when I was in my 20s, I would have your son right now, your mate right now. So that's for that, right? So the other Nigeria is rotting for father. Let me not pet it to you. Like it's when you hear what they said. I'm not sure how true the judge said in Canada that APC PDP are terrorist organization.
I'll be back. I gotta go watch this.
I don't know how true is that statement, but look at what they do, man. From 1999. When you witness Nigeria elections, that's why when people call APC today, I said, I beg. PDP 1999 to date, look at how we conduct our elections. It's throwing bullet, picky ballot buses, electoral malpractice. So I was really praying in 2023 we should have a change. I'm coming. We should have opportunity to allow the vote of the people count. So, but we are not having it. So these are really bad. We don't obey laws. It's really a problem. It's affecting everybody
But it's clear now why we don't obey laws, because if you just look at that discrepancy in the holding people accountable, you can see why we don't obey law, because laws are not being enforced. It's not like we don't have laws. We have laws. You know, most of our laws on paper, they are actually better than many other countries, and that's another thing you discover again.
No, we have laws. That's not the problem.
Nigerian laws are actually quite solid, but we don't enforce anything.
I agree with you. We have laws, but the laws, they don't enforce them. That's where the problem is. So I think one thing that could have helped Nigeria is system where we'll have leaders that would be ready to make those changes, you know, like in terms of the judicial, overhaul the judicial system so that the laws will also work for the common man. But
was it not the Pharaoh Timi they were persecuting for calling out the judiciary? And even the chief of army staff or the chief of defense staff actually called them out again and said these people, they will capture criminals, put them in police custody instead of them to be put in prison. They will see the criminals outside again like terrorists. Like even a military general is complaining about our legal system. That thing needs a serious overhaul. They really need to get things going.
There's something that you guys need to understand. Let me start from here with police.
You don't have time yet. Let me finish.
Hold on now. Stop. Pause AY, please. In Nigeria, right? We have police system in Nigeria, but that police system is of two different kinds. One, we have a few of them that actually went to police academy. They were taught the law. They were taught how to enforce the law. So they know the law, right? So these ones are the ones in the offices. They're in the senior offices, not local police stations. No, they're in the senior offices, Abuja, Lagos, state capitals, right? They are the ones working for the government, working for the politicians, delegating heat everywhere, right? Then we have the recruits. those that were just recruited, most of them didn't even finish secondary school. At most, primary school, secondary, junior class. They just push them out, give them uniform. They don't know the law. They can't even enforce what they don't know. So you have laws, but the enforcement officers don't know the law. So they cannot enforce any law that they don't have idea about. Now, we're talking about airport incident with the Kwam one guy. This guy will
sorry,
never do this kind of a thing.
sorry, Kenny, I need to highlight that point Kenny made just now. I think that's a very, very important point you made, actually, because based on that number that I found, it didn't say how many cases actually get to court. Because if the cases don't make it to court, how can they convict anybody? And if the police officers are not, because I can imagine Nigerian officers not being able to collect enough evidence to convince a judge.
Let me tell you what they even do in Nigeria. You have backpack. You know the normal backpack, you put your laptop in it to go to school or to go to library. And maybe you have dreadlocks like Daniel that comes here, right? You are a criminal. They will arrest you and put you in prison straight. You're a criminal. So you are people who have to go and source money to come and bail you. Otherwise, you stay there forever. That's what's happening in Nigeria. So you have law, but they don't even know the law. So they break law recklessly. You have this type of person in the airport passing through the security checks with alcohol in his cup, right? And then to just at the door of the aircraft, and they ask you to leave the ask for the drink. You start fighting them. He can't do this in abroad. I know that this guy has been to Nigeria or UK. He can't do such a thing in the country. And you're talking about forgiveness. What do you mean by forgiveness? You, this boy. Can you go to airports in that country where you are now, right? And do this kind of thing that he did, and you now come and say, "Oh, I'm sorry," and they will forgive you. Forgive you for what?
Give my time back. Yeah.
If you try that in the UK,
he will not even try it in Ghana, not even UK.
Do you know in Ghana, they said in Ghana, if no Ghana, Japan, they said if you are charged in Japan, 99.7% you are going to be convicted. That is brutal. And you see that the country is very, very safe. That if you are charged in that country, you end up in jail. That's how it goes. Please go ahead. Let me get. You were saying something. All right, so let's get back to what we are talking about. So, like I said, the issue of this Kwam one, that number of convictions, but I think Kenny has given me something to think about, because it might be that the police, because here in the UK, before the police will charge anybody of anything, they have to collect evidence. And that evidence has to be compelling enough to convince the court to have a hearing. So the Nigerian legal system doesn't favor that, because one, to collect evidence is expensive. So you can imagine when you want to collect evidence that a judge needs to be able to use to convict anybody, they have to go investigate, collect evidence, forensics, do blood tests, do this. That's too much for any police officer in Nigeria. So that could be where the real breakdown is happening. That the law enforcement, the police itself, is not forwarding the case to the court. Please go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, in reference to what AY was saying, I mean, I'm going to talk about this from my own tone. AY was saying about the guy, I've forgotten his name, that wanted to seek an asylum in Canada. They refused him because he used to belong to APC before. Now he belongs to PDP. So because according to Canadian law, once you associate yourself with any of those parties, or the whole party will be regarded as terrorists. So that's why they, that's why they call APC and PDP terrorists, because he was a member of each party, or is still a member of them. That's according to Canadian law.
But wait, how does your party show in your CV? I don't understand. How did they find out that he was PDP member? Was he a governor? Was he a prominent person? Does your party show in your credentials? Your political party?
Canada to seek asylum. So they have to investigate him.
Oh, maybe he lied through political crimes or something. That's why he lied. Is that what it is?
he used to be with APC. Now he
What I mean is that does political parties showing your CV? How does that come up? I didn't understand.
No, hold on. Hold on. What you are saying here is that if somebody is a member of a political party and that person is found to be a terrorist, the political party is a terrorist.
No. What I mean, how did the political party come up in this interview?
I'm asking a man of president,
please. It's not public by the Canadian government yet. It's just a single judge that made the pronunciation. But they are still because of the way they survive election, the way they handle election, and whatever is going on in Nigeria.
No. What did the person do that resulted in it associating it to it?
I don't know what he did. If they accuse him of terrorism, but once one of their members is accused of terrorism, all of you, the whole party is automatically, I don't.
But that's my point. It doesn't make sense because by that standard, you will have a lot of American political parties like Democrats and Republicans be terrorists.
I don't know what he did, okay, but this is one simple judge. It's not a kind of.
I'm sure the storyline for
terrorists.
That's just ridiculous. I think it's a
and when forefathers, I'm sure the storyline towards the asylum application was politically political issues. That was how they have pegged him to that level because there's no way you will complete your document. You'll be putting a political party as part of your credentials. It doesn't make any sense to me. Because how does party come in my credentials to file an asylum?
Don't they have to reveal his background? Nowhere he used to work before.
When this guy was a prominent political party figurehead in the country?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He used to be with APC. Now he's with PDP at the present.
And what I mean is that if I'm PDP or APC, how does that have to do with my credentials now? Is this certificate? Eh? I don't get it.
Hold on. What if he was part of a university? He had worked somewhere. Everywhere, everything is associated with the terrorist. It doesn't seem to add up. He might as well say the entire Nigeria is a terrorist, then he'll be happy.
That does not really have any global consequence.
Hey.
I mean,
Maybe the judge didn't know that it was a political party. He was this is maligning like that.
Classified APC as a terrorist country. Just a one simple judge.
Man of President, I think maybe the judge thought that the political parties represented a kind of cult or
he mentioned it as a political party. That's a
Mumu judge then. That's a Mumu judge. That judge should be dragged. Is a Mumu judge.
It's a misleading report.
No, okay.
Premium Time has fact checked it. It's a misleading report. What
I thought so too. It has to be.
It's Premium Time has fact checked it. So
the security report on the guy.
Yes. So
okay.
Let's bring Obi in. We've not really had Obi's opinion on them. But sorry. I know you've not spoken for a while, but Obi hasn't spoken forever. So
I want to come in to check.
No problem. You are on the ground, so it's good for you to. I don't know whether you are even on the ground in Nigeria. I'm not so sure.
Oh my God.
So Obi, what do you make of this Kwam 1, Kwam 2, and maybe who
I think the Nigerian factor, this I get money situation, as in when you have economic power in that country, you just believe you can do and undo. You just believe that the rules are made for the poor, the downtrodden. The rules are meant for those who are not up there. That is what money does to them. By the time you can put a mopo in front of your car, you don't need to wait for traffic. You don't need to obey the police again. You don't need to obey traffic rules. You just keep going because you have a little economic power. That power drunkenness by way of economic strength is what actually made him went as far as that level. He is feeling that as prominent as he is, no goddamn airport staff could stop him from taking whatever he want to take to fly an aircraft. That is his mindset. He doesn't believe that as popular as he was, a musician, that he will go to a party, he will go out with almost 100 million naira. They spray him and they have money. He was flaunting his house online after then, and we saw his apartment, and it was like, wow, heaven on earth. So with that mindset of economic strength, they believe that you can't say no to them at that level. That to drop water is meant for those who are not in the lounge, who are in the common side. But those who are in the lounge, you are allowed to even carry a crate of this on your head and go to the aircraft because you relax in the lounge, and that's for the VIPs. That is how they think over there, you know. But the ideology behind his fighting was like, you can't stop me. The cup is even golden in the first place. It's intimidating. It's a golden bottle, you know. So why would I take my bottle in? Why would I drink into the aircraft? What's your business with it? And after all, I am this. I am Kwam One. That's what it is. So at that level of his mindset, they don't obey rules. They don't obey traffic. They go with mopo. They think that everything is meant for the other people. That is actually what made him do that.
Okay, I know there's one aspect of the Nigerian culture where you have people, Nigerians, oh my God, they like to compare to each other. Like if this person gets a job there, they say, look at my life is better than your life, and you need to change your life. So everybody keeps competing with each other. There's that element.
Unhealthy competition.
Yes, they have this thing where whether it's earned or not, they just like feel their ego rise all the time. And there's also this aspect of elder worship at the same time. Somebody that is wealthy, that is popular, where people adore them a lot. So that I think is also in a popular person. So maybe all those things played into it. Then he let it get into his head, and you see that with many Nigerians. Even what's his name, Rufai of Arise TV. Was also found, which you would have thought he would never do anything like that. He ended up like, do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? Kind of situation. What? How do we even get? It means that there's something so infectious about Nigeria that even Rufai, that is supposed to be conscious of it, still
mindset. Once you don't drive big motor, you don't drive jeep, you don't drive whatever, you can't even obey the police again. Don't you know? that is the problem.
Everywhere you go, they are calling you Oga. Yeah. Everywhere you go, they are calling you Oga.
Yes.
So you feel like you can do anything you like.
Yes. That intimidation of I'm now within this class is setting into their mindset originally. So at the end of the day, they can't even comprehend you trying to stop them. They're so power drunk, and that is how it triples down to those the so-called bigger boys at the end of the day. If you are politically outstanding or you are financially okay, you tend to be above the law. That is exactly how that system is structured. Because even the people who enact the law don't obey it. You'll be driving in Benin. AY know this one. Everybody will stop for traffic, but the bus driver will not stop. I don't understand that. Why? Because he is feeling that he carries passengers, so the traffic does not hold him. Exactly what it is. You know, and the police will not pursue them. They will only pursue you private if you don't stop. Those are the issues, the mindset thing, and it's not culturally accepted within that spheres of influence of the people. That these are the people, you don't touch them, you don't talk to them, you don't ask questions too much because it's an oga. Exactly what it is. And that is why they keep bringing the system down and down and down, that the world is actually calling us terrorists now. Because if you are running a system, you are a political party called APC, and people are dying in your place every day, you don't talk. Don't you know you are a terrorist? You don't talk. You don't make any information. You are not fighting these people. Jets are not upstairs, flying them, killing them, that are killing your people. You just condole it. Every day they are announcing people are dying. The world are hearing. You political party, you are a terrorist then because you are aiding and abetting the killing of these people.
If we say that, then 40,000
exactly
Americans
how the judge must have read it from
it's not right now. That judge is a mumu judge, and I hope they are just misinterpreting it. Otherwise, that judge is a proper mumu, because by that standard, the American government is a biggest terrorist.
Okay, wait till APC PDP man they go fight for Canada for asylum. What did they asylum for? Ask me, what was he going there for?
You don't know. Maybe he wants to review the corrupt people in Nigeria. Yeah, and he's trying to seek asylum to save himself.
I don't think the person.
Those are the issues. It's so sad. It's so sad. And at the end of the day, we are the Kwam one thing. He just felt belittled at the end of the day. Can you imagine after they have stopped him from entering? How did he get to the back of the airport in the first place? How did he pass those things and now go to where the tarmac? Nigeria, many things are wrong.
How about this comfort one too?
The comfort girl, well, the story behind her own is very, very complicated, because we are hearing bad news
because you are very, very clear.
Somebody irritates. She was irritated. In fact, that you know those.
You are irritated doesn't mean you should be punching people and slapping people left and right.
Wait. That was anger management. She failed at that level. But
doesn't matter.
Poor father, hold on.
It's not an excuse.
Poor father, hold on. This woman was in the airplane. Before you buy a ticket, you are able to buy a ticket to climb a plane. You should have some level of
Obey. So Obey, hold on. Obey. I thought it could be Obey of Yoruba. Are you from the southeast? Because if you are from the southeast, I will accuse you that your opinion is being colored by us now. Because clearly, hold on. I think I muted you. Sorry. See, if you are from the southeast, I fear that your opinion is being colored by that.
I'm from the south. I'm a Doman. Benin band.
Okay, fine.
Okay, look at what happened. I actually managed in Akwa Ibom State. I gave birth there. I had my children there. I worked there for 8 years before I came to America.
Okay, let me show you this again. Let me show you this again.
To America. Yeah, I know you very well. That hostess girl was actually employed based on who know my name. You're supposed to be in the park. You understand? That hostess, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, hold on. So you see how her behavior was. What we are trying to excuse.
Nobody's excusing her now. This was aftermath.
Yeah, but look at how she's acting now.
Anger management.
Nobody's doing anything.
She messed up here. I know.
She's attacking innocent people, not just anger management. She's attacking innocent people.
This point, she messed up now. She really messed up at this level. She couldn't manage her anger. That's exactly what happened to her. And it varies from human beings to human beings now. You understand? She was really a mess here.
The same thing can be said for Kwam One. If you want to make that excuse, the same thing can be said for
Kwam One. A billionaire now. Come on.
So billionaire, it means that your temper doesn't.
Kwam One not supposed to fly private jets if you get sense.
Oh my God! No, but
come on now.
See, we can't sit here and excuse somebody.
I'm not excusing her. You didn't even let me land. I'm not excusing her. What I was saying is that lady that was at the hostess, most of the time they are employed in that Akwa Ibom airline or whatever they call themselves. They're employed based on chairman, you know who. That's how they employ them. That guy is not even qualified to even run that thing because you're supposed to be trained how to manage customers in that business. You're actually a service provider. That's what you are. You don't go aboard. When the customer says he doesn't want the off phone, it's not for you to fight the person now. Or let it pass. That is how you manage customers in that situation. You see, said I'm on airplane mode. Exactly what it is. It's another alternative for switching off phone at that point. So why you take it up about them?
But you are supposed to also obey the airline rules.
Those things you see in the plane out there. Actually, the things you see at the park, not at the airport or at the flying situation, because you are well trained to be a hostess. Hostess at that time, they be these psychedelic fine girls you see that are spoken English that you see all this paco we see now. We say they are ugly die because it's time to take for up there. You know, we are supposed to be, all the ladies out there, I apologize on behalf of all men. This guy here is objectifying women. We cannot be accepted, and this is not the opinion of Dr. Have you seen Emirate hostess? Have you seen the British American hostess? Have you seen them?
Oh, come on now. They always give us the ugly ones though.
The Paco put for airline, they fly person up there, they see what you know.
Obey, you need to stop this. We shouldn't be doing this. What we are doing here, we're beginning to objectify air hostesses.
That's you see the Queen's English for my air hostess alone. You go humble, you go off your phone. Come on now, they are well trained, but the whole thing has gone to who no man now. That's why the thing is getting bad. It's getting to who no man now. They are not qualified. Air hostess is equivalent to presenters on TV. Presenters on that's exactly with the standard they give them before. But today it has become who no man because you know chairman, because you know managing director, or you know they can't put you for there. Then you can't mess up. Exactly.
Nigerians are generally very rude people. They don't know customer services. Like
exactly, customer service. Customer is king.
If you call them, it's like you trouble them to call their company.
Thank you.
I feel sorry for the company sometimes, the way our Nigerians behave in their offices. It's like you call them to ask a question. It's like, why are you troubling me? How dare you? Like one of the experience I had was like, when you buy airline tickets, most of the time it's Western company airlines. So when you deal with the customer service in the UK, you speak to Sometimes not UK national, you actually speak to Indians that have been trained to do customer service. But the only time I called the Nigerian branch, oh my God, you need to see the way that lady spoke to me. You would think I was opening. I was like, you know what? I came off the phone thinking that lady hates her company and she hates her boss. That's what I got from her behavior, because you can see the attitude. They don't want to do their job. They just angry at the job. They don't want to answer the question. I was like, sorry,
Even in Nigeria,
I left.
like those one in the bank, the only time they will respect you, you have money in that bank, like you have good money, they know you, they will get something from you. Customer service in Nigeria is very bad.
I must say the bank ones are not too bad. You know, my experience with the banks, though, I'm talking about my own experience. The ones I've seen in the banks, I think they're not too bad. They are not too bad.
They still
not,
have good ones. Yes, I agree.
They are not too bad. They are trying in the bank this in sector. So, buddy, let's get back to where we were. I think we're going to be heading international soon. But I hope that we've really addressed this issue of the Nigerian economy, that even if you are right, exports has increased, all those things have increased. You also have to acknowledge that our GDP is down. And GDP affects everything else you are going to be able to do. You know about mortgage market, you know about property market. If your property, the value of your property depreciates, the less resources you can be able to use that property to leverage. If you wanted to use that property to get loan, if you wanted to use that property to sell for equity and everything, you're going to get less for it. That's Nigeria now. The Nigerian PLC value have been depreciated heavily under this government. And that is something we on the macro level have to picture all the time when we want to criticize the government. Because if you cannot picture that one, if you cannot see that figure, if you cannot see that figure, you miss the trick that's been played on you. That's my point anyway. If you want to counter it, you're free to counter it.
No, you are right. That's what I was saying. Like with the rating, that's why at the early stage of this government, we are down. The economy outlook was downgraded to B minus or something. So it was downgraded. So now it has been improved. I think we're in B something now. So that shows improvement. We're not saying there's growth already. You know, the way common man interprets economy is food on the table. It's quite different from microeconomy when we are discussing. When we are discussing is pen to paper. Or what we have, what do we see?
Let me add one quick point to that point you just made about rating agency. Yes. You see, rating agencies, they rate the quality, the nature of your quality, your credit status. Yes. So it doesn't say how much you are worth in terms of credit that they can give you. Like now, you can see a very poor man that earns 20,000 in the UK have first class credit rating, while some other person that earns £250,000 per annum will have maybe B level this in the credit rating, but that person can get a lot more resources.
Oh yeah, sure.
Based on their income. So the one that really does the most damage is your value.
That's just one. You look at your bank reserve as well. You look at what you have in savings, like you said. You look at your investment as well. So whoever you are trading with, who will be your trading partner? They don't look at one.
The structure is how they decide whether your credit rating is okay. It's not necessarily the
I understand. What I'm saying is that they don't look at one thing. It's all encompassing. If I want to trade with you now, you don't just come with because you want to trade with me, you want to show your credit worthiness alone. No, I have to look at other things. I have to look at what capital do you have?
Exactly. So, and if your capital is lower, you get lower. Even if you can get credit, but you get lower credit.
You get lower credit. That's the point. So we look at a lot of things. You know, you look at the GDP, you look at the export and import. So you look at other variables before you could decide that, because that's what makes the economy. Even the politics is part of the economy.
Yeah, but it's the reason why I say that when we are using those rating agencies and all those things, if you want to use them with a great a sense of responsibility and with everything being equal. Because if you just say, rating agency is good now compared to where it was before, you are missing the point that the value of the entire Nigerian PLC has depreciated heavily. He's cut it well. It's half of its original value now. So if you can't crack that one that is actually more valuable, you don't know that your country has become poorer. You don't notice it at all.
You know, the point is like, country being poor today does not mean the country will not be prosperous tomorrow. The point is that, like, what are you saying? What are you working with? Are we on the right path? Are we on the right trajectory? Are we putting the right mechanism in place to ensure we are building a stronger economy? Because we can't all be sitting down and just say, we are out here, we are pushing it. Because we have to be looking at the numbers, where we have to have eyes on the number, our productivity. What are we doing? You understand? So the debt that we have today is not just debt.
I hear what you say about our productivity, and you also mentioned about the direction or something like that of where we are going now. The trajectory of the economy. You see, the trajectory is like, how do I describe it? That is what even annoys me the more. That is what makes me even more annoyed, because we should be doing a lot better by now. Nigeria was in a position whereby when he came in, if he hadn't done that floating of the currency, he did a managed depreciation or anything like that, where we'll be by now? We'll be, and if he worked with Dangote very well, he will be moving up this economic ladder. In other words, our GDP will be heading towards 1 trillion. Because we crossed 500 billion once. I didn't even know that we crossed 500 billion.
I think AY and I have discussed it. At the point at that early stage of the administration, that what actually went wrong, what would have been done better? Instead of like remove the subsidy immediately, they would have just focused more on production, ensure that we're able to ramp up the oil production so that we can get more money.
And he didn't do that. That's where the real damage was.
It is what they are doing later.
The question you should ask is, why did they do it later when they should know better? They know better.
More on the security of the Niger Delta, the community, and ensure that we're able to ramp up.
They knew that then. Why did they rush? We all knew that. I saw that clearly. I knew this. You know what I used to say? That this president has it in him to be the greatest president that Nigeria has ever seen, because of all the fundamentals that were left to him. Dangote refinery is coming on stream. Nigerian fuel subsidy is going away. So he has a lot of wiggle room, and he has a lot of money to be able to spend. But what did he do? He just decided to handicap himself. Handicap the economy and handicap himself. And then now we are back to where Buhari left us. In other words, we just suffered for nothing.
Let me ask this question. So what's going on with our refineries?
He's going to sleep again.
Do you know?
As of now, it's
Father, I've been saying this thing. Right? I've said on this platform, I said the solution to those refineries was to privatize them.
Yeah,
straight up.
You did say that there was no way it's going to work.
Do it the right way. The money they spend on those refineries, all the repairs now, they will build that water refinery. Go and check the numbers.
Even we don't. You know the issue we're having. It's like they will have sold it long ago. You know what Obasanjo did?
People that wanted to buy them now before
they bought it already.
Yeah, they said they took it back again. Yaradua took it back. Was it not that took it back?
Yeah, it was Yaradua.
You know, at times, as a nation,
Yaradua, it does not like capitalism.
We have to be very serious.
It does not like capitalism.
Because then
that was a mistake on his side, though.
What happened was that he didn't have the political will, because there are a lot of people who were shouting on Yaradua to revoke it because it's our national asset. You know, Labour is the biggest albatross.
Who did he sell it to? Who did he sell it to?
He sold it to Dangote and two other people.
They would have let them go.
They will have even the conglomerate.
I think the reason why is let me try to picture what's happening then, because then it's not like we had a Dangote existing then. You see, now people can comfortably say, okay, sell the company because we have a Dangote, but then we didn't, and people were afraid that if you give the only refinery we have to this guy, he could control everything. Maybe that's why people were scared.
Even Kachuku even warned us that once Dangote refinery start operating before we could fix our home, we'll be in trouble. We won't be able to.
Why do people just hate private institutions? I don't understand it. What kind of mentality do we have? Are we a socialist country or communist country or a capitalist country? Why do people just hate capitalists making money? I don't understand it.
You know, we've been a socialist country for a very long time. You know, those corporations have been run by government, NITEC by government, NNPC by government, everything by government. We get those things subsidized, we get those things for free. We've never had the experience of having private enterprise running our system for us.
Yeah, but Dangote owns cement. He owns it. So banks are owned by people. I don't understand why Nigerians somehow just make it first.
Even that transfer was even difficult. Even to the banking that you're talking about, banking Nigeria before our home by government.
And Zenith Bank, when I was in Nigeria, Zenith Bank is
No, it was later. It was later that we started having not issue of banking Nigeria.
What Bode say is true, right? So when Obasanjo wanted to privatize those Nigeria company like Nitel, other ones, it's a good thing, but the problem was the process. So there was a lot of corruption involved. The only company I would say the government should stick with and not privatize, really, you can privatize some part of it, like NEPA, for example. They would have hold on to NEPA, especially in terms of the because those are critical infrastructure. You don't give them out like that. So you can kind of like privatize, provide the distribution, but the production and transmission, don't touch it.
No, why not anyway? I don't understand it because the private owner is going to run away with it.
Because these are critical infrastructure, right? If you must do it, you must put laws that will really protect the people. You can do that, but we are not that sophisticated. So that was the Oga one be president today, Oga Atiku. He was part of the people that frustrated the privatization program of Obasanjo. Even today, he want to be president. Yeah, he still have that in mind. But man, these guys, I don't know what they take Nigeria for. Somebody just wrote billionaires, but no factory anywhere.
So,
it's the truth. You have billionaires in Nigeria, we don't have factory.
Privatize NEPA. They are giving us like, oh, we are going to have it the way we have Nitel, the way we have telecom. Look at the result today.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So telecommunication is not the same as power. So even in America, they still hold on to power. They play a very big role. They give out money for infrastructure every 5 years. It's billions of dollars going in there because it's a lot that is involved. They cannot just give up like that. They still have eye over there. They control. They try to control. But
the UK is privatized. The power sector is privatized.
That's why you guys are paying a lot. A lot of the.
What are you talking about? America has crude oil, and that's why it's cheap there.
Here is the other thing, right? For power, you have to privatize it. So when I hear Nigeria speak, even the minister of power, when I listen to him, I'm like, what is this? Is an undergraduate, bro. You're supposed to know more than this. Listen. First of all, the big error they make in the power sector, President Tinubu was like, oh, if I don't give you light in 4 years, don't vote for me. How can any human being promise a country light in 4 years? First of all, it's not possible. Even Peter Obi, I know he was saying that. There is no human being that can give Nigeria 24 hours light in 4 years.
Why do you say that, though?
It's impossible because we have a lot of infrastructural deficit, decay. So you need to put in a lot of work. It has to be
4 years is a long time.
Planning. It's not. It's not. We discussed
China can build a city in a year. And you're telling me that we cannot build.
You said it's not a country.
What you will tell me, right?
But not the country. But we are not starting from zero.
I know those are political statements, right? But if you promise Nigeria, if Nigeria see improvement in electricity in 4 years, if they see like 70%, 60% improvement, Nigeria will vote for you.
Yeah, definitely.
So you don't need to even give Nigeria 100% in 4 years because the other thing is the issue of subsidy in electricity. It has to be there because even if you give Nigeria 24 hours light today, I can tell you for free, 75% of Nigeria cannot pay for electricity. They can't. If you give Nigeria 24 hours electricity, the only way I see that we'll have some kind of solution was the issue of what's it called? The digital meters. Because Nigeria, we are not disciplined, it will make us disciplined so that they will use it the way they use cell phone card. Oh, my credit is finished. I don't have credit. They chill. So if you allow Nigeria, by the time they leave the house, they are going to switch off their light. They are going to switch off what they don't need. Even if they are at home, they will be disciplined. That's the only way, because that will also help the system altogether, the transformer, the transmission system. you will not have overload. So when they do that, you have off-peak, on-peak, off-peak, where electricity will be cheap, where people are sleeping or weekend. Then you can do whatever. If you want to do the big item, you can do whatever. It's something we need to plan. But in terms of subsidy, that is one area Nigeria can channel some subsidy into. You have to do it. Nigeria cannot pay for electricity.
You see, so now Nigeria can we say comfortably that Nigeria can transport gas throughout the country? Do they have a pipeline that runs
We
from?
don't have those. I
thought they had one. I thought they were building one already.
They are on one. AKK.
They are working on it.
They are working on
one that runs through the country. But we also know that
AKK is going to carry gas, right?
Yes.
Yeah. We also know that there is gas in the north, like cooking gas gets to the north. So all those things.
Gas. Even in Imo State, you have a lot of gas in Imo.
So one of the things they could do. No, what I mean by cooking gas, you see, the reason why I wanted to address the power supplies thing you were talking about, if they can ship gas to any part of the country, the gas can get anywhere, which Dangote 2 is getting involved in now, you can get mobile power plants to support every city. So that whenever there's power, the main grid is failing, then you use the mobile power plant to back it up until you fix this in the grid. And that you can get very, very fast. And it's relatively cheap.
They have that currently. That's kind of the scheme they are running with Siemens. That's kind of
maybe somebody has been listening a little bit, because that's one of the solutions you can get.
Let me just quickly say this. What I've seen with consecutive Nigerian government is the intention. They are not deliberate in what they are doing. This is just even the governor. If you are deliberate, you will be able to get this job to some level. The next government will come. They know, okay, this is clear. This is the path we are going. They're gonna continue from there. But most of the, just imagine after, let's say Tinubu rule for 8 years, you see another president will come. Oh, we need to lay a foundation. We need to even governor. Which foundation, for God's sake? Some people have been in this place. And the other place where we are wasting money in the country, the Senate, the House of Assembly, they need to make laws. Any government that is coming into power, as long as the former governor, your predecessor has spent money in some project, you need to complete that project. Sometimes they deliberately kill this project, even after billions, they've got billions of naira. You can't be doing that. It is about the people. It's not about you as an individual. And the only reason they do that, they don't want the person to, the predecessor, maybe they are not a good set to get the credit. That is immaterial. If it is a project that is going on, is good for the people, you have to complete it. You can't allow billions of
AY though, AY, we all say that these elites, they are all in the same club, they meet each other. You would think they would have thought, okay, yeah, we are going to play our politics, but the national interest has to come first, because if it's not coming first, we are going to be poorer for it. You would think. So where does this idea of that guy will get praise for it and all this stuff come from, really? If the stuff is good for the people, why is the next person not just carrying it on at least a little bit?
Fofana is the dumb thinking. That's the thinking, right? It's just like when you see who our mate coming here, the only thing people will think is my tribe. When you see they cannot put out opinion that will benefit the country, benefit the people. You only think about it along your tribe. These are the fundamental problems we're having in the country.
We have to defeat that. We have to defeat.
We have to defeat that. For you to look at it, look at the general. You look at the country. Even the electricity we are talking about today, Enugu, there was a lot of coal there that you could generate then electricity from coal. You go to different parts of the country. What can we use? In the north, the far north, you can use solar. They have a lot of. You can use solar energy. You can really generate electricity in those areas. You channel them into the what's it called? Into the national grid. I still distribute them, but I think some leaders were selfish in the sense that, oh, if this is in this area now, the people are gonna. You don't think like that, because what we are facing today as a country, if any part of the country is failing, it's the whole country that will fail. So they did think like they thought is that you're going to harm some part of the country. No, you cannot. If any part of the country is failing, it's the whole country that is failing that will suffer it. If we are all good with doing good, all of us will be happy, all of us will benefit. Look at the issue of insecurity.
Don't they have a meeting? What is wrong with our people? Don't they have a meeting and say this is the direction we are going?
No, what I'm thinking is that, like, I think the people of the state have to come together and have what they call master plan that will be agreed to by all political parties.
Exactly. That's what you should think that the nation, people, all the elites would have done.
Maybe they have to draw. Maybe they have to have like 25 years or 30 years strategic plan for that state, so that even if you are coming as a PDP or APC, even if you don't like your predecessor, so you have to follow what everybody has agreed to.
Yeah.
So you can't
there
just
should be a master plan in all the states. Yeah. Yeah.
So that because we can consolidate this achievement, all these
there is a lot of money
further.
being wasted, right? So somebody just posted that Adamawa government, they are building 300 megawatt solar power. That's good. If they're doing that, that's a very good thing. The next person can come and build more. You will increase it to 1,000 megawatt. 1,000 megawatt can literally provide electricity for even like 100,000 houses in a state. So that's a lot of energy, right?
If we are serious about development, my goodness, man, Nigeria, you know, when Dangote says in 5 years, I'm telling you, it's possible you can transform a nation if you are serious.
Dangote is right. Because he knows, because he's deep into it, right? He knows what we can achieve as people.
I'm telling you, if I see that happening in Nigeria, I will leave. I'm not going to stay here.
Tomorrow I'm out.
I will leave the UK. I'll go back to Nigeria straight. If I see that happening, why would I want to remain here if things are working well in the country? But see, when I think about it, why these things are not coming to fruition, because I know they have the money. Like even simple things like building a world-class hospital so that our politicians don't travel overseas anymore. But they, like Tinubu now is borrowing $20-something billion. If he takes $1 billion from there and say, let's just do this once so that we can't keep dying overseas anymore. If African leaders want to die, they come and die in Nigeria instead of dying overseas. Just build one powerful, solid hospital in Nigeria. But they won't do that. They won't do that. They will still be going over like Akpabio now. We don't know where he is. Maybe they saw he's linked somewhere again. What kind of people are these? These people, don't they have meeting body? I like to think that you know a bit of them. Don't these people? Why? What kind of mumu is this now?
You know, even if they build a world-class hospital today, they won't still patronize it. I'll tell you, they will not.
What do you mean they will not?
You know,
if you can treat them, they will go overseas still.
They will still go because you know we're kind of a country that like we don't trust our things.
But if it's world class though, if okay, let's say even if the people that are working there are brought from the world.
Some will do, but I still know some will still not do. They will still not patronize it.
You have to force them.
Even the basic that we have right now, not that they can't do anything. We still have basic that can like still do some things. Even those basic they can still take care. Yeah, some people still prefer to still jet out there and go look for what is not.
You see, that is okay. Where did that culture originate from without taking into account the security implications of senior officials of the country traveling to another country to get treatment? What kind of culture is that? Where did it come from?
It's just to make money. You know, they just want to be out there. It's an opportunity for them to make money. One, it's, you know, I don't think if you could remember the other time, there's a kind of a game they want to play in Canada, a military game. I've forgotten the name of that. The name of that game. It's a kind of a military game. That was being championed by this guy from UK.
Are you talking about the one that denied the Nigerian the chief of defense staff?
What's the chief of defense staff doing there? For what purpose?
Yeah,
you know, he just want to have the visa. He just want to like take the ESTA code. Those things are not necessary.
Which one is ESTA code again?
The amount of money, the money that you be paid.
You think that's why he wants to travel overseas?
It's part of it
because we don't travel, we won't access it.
Why are we so petty? Who created that system? Then they should remove that stupid ESTA code. Then
that's the word. I tell you, if you buy a shoe from Abba and you change the logo, you place an Italian brand on it, and you place it before Nigeria, and you bring another one from Abba place about it. They won't pick the one from Aba. They rather pick
Yes.
Yeah.
No, that's everyday Nigerian. But I'm talking about how did these mad people still end up at the top? Because you are supposed to put your nation first. That's your job.
And you say mad people are about it. I was saying the other time when we were talking about the customer service, the way we have been trained. If you go, I don't know, maybe you go to college or university in Nigeria. In your first year, in 100 level days, you have to be strong.
Papa, that is a rich kid. You have
to be strong. See the nonsense he said. I almost did in Nigeria, but I didn't. I went to Superhead secondary school in Nigeria where we were sipping Gary and geisha. So don't even start with me.
If you are trained in that system, you train to compete. You know there are the kind of value that system have instilled in you. It's very difficult to take away overnight. It's not possible. And we are so unfortunate that there's a long time of military rule that we have to command ourselves. That you have to be forced to do things. That's why even on this platform, that's why it's very difficult for us to have a civil conversation without being aggressive, without fighting each other. We are not used to debate. We are not used to it. It's alien to us.
Exchanging ideas. Yeah.
Long era of military rule. It has badly impacted us.
Well, let me ask you though. This one is just a trivial question. Has any of you seen Gary with cold water before? I'm talking about real Gary. You make Gary.
Yes,
not that. Not sip. Eat Gary like proper. You use cold water to make Gary, like it becomes hard. They use it to eat this geisha. Have you tried it before? You see all these Ajabo people. You see that none of them have done it before. They want to try me. Don't try me. You don't know what we've been through in body house in Nigeria. You guys haven't seen anything. So, but the point is that I hear what you are saying. But if Esther code is a part of a problem, then we remove it. If it's something that is kind of making people just want to try for the sake of it.
You see a fight.
So are you trying to say now that maybe Nigeria needs a law to prevent their top officials from going overseas? That's a bit much, isn't it?
Definitely. Definitely. One thing that we keep forgetting about democracy is we have this idea about democracy.
Oh God, look at this one. Sorry. All this one begin to talk now. What do you mean that your mother in the shop? What do you want me to eat now? Or do you eat sad? People will never be happy, eh? And your mother in the shop. People wicked though. So what is the recommendation that is actually stable for the poor man? Eh? Tell me so that I can know if geisha is not stable for poor man.
I think the idea of the founding father of the creator of democracy, what they have in the idea is that people that will come to the position of leadership, probably they're going to be responsible people. But it's quite unfortunate when you find out that the kind of leadership that have been thrown up over time, they've not been responsible. They want to take advantage of every opportunity that comes their way.
It's quite abysmal though. For me, it's scaring me a little bit because some of this you are describing, sometimes, it's easy for us to say there's an element of foreign interference and, in the way we think and all those things. But there's also this aspect that makes me very uncomfortable that far too many of us at the high level still are so far removed from the current world we live in. They are still seeing Oyibo as the way to go. Let's just go to Oyibo for treatment and everything. There are too many at the top like that.
Oh yeah,
it's really surprising. Like they don't hesitate to go overseas for treatment.
Until that generation faces out, we won't be able to achieve much.
My God,
and we can't find
how are they supposed to face out when the young people that are watching them like, oh, whenever they want to get first class treatment, they get into that metallic tube, they disappear to the land of heaven. That's
why education is important.
Hey.
If you want to get it right in democracy, you have to have a lot of people that are educated, that can think reasonably, that can make logical decisions. So if you can't get to that level, democracy won't work. That's why we're getting it wrong. People that can make informed decisions. You know what happened in our electoral space? It's like somebody will stand there as a godfather. It's one that will mobilize people in that space to go and vote. If that person didn't mobilize, then nobody will go out there and vote. Everybody will stay put. What's the name for them? They don't know. So that's why you have to have the challenge we have in America today. because America has oversight, they've overlooked certain areas, and that we have this. That's why we have the result that we're having today. Because
okay, let me try to do something.
Wondering, you'll be questioning yourself: where are these people? All these why people that have the voice, people that come up with the idea that we have today, the idea that is sitting in White House today, where have they been all this while? You know, that idea has been there for a long time.
There's something I want to introduce.
It's greater than the other one.
So hold on. Let me just add this. There's something I want to introduce after I finish talking. I want to try to game some things out. Let's see whether, let's say, 3 or 4 decide to want to do something to prevent Nigerian politicians from traveling overseas for treatment, which is, to be fair, it should be easier to do than any other wicked Nigerian problem to do. So the idea is to game it out and say, okay, I'll say I'll do this, and you try to tell me this is what they're going to do to stop it. Yeah, I'll do it. Like you said, if you try to build a hospital, they will still go. You see that you are trying to tell me, okay, if you do this, let's see what can be done. Let's try to run it down and see, okay, is there a way to get behind this problem to make sure it doesn't happen based on where we are right now? You know, try to game the scenarios out and see where it leads, whether there are ways to actually solve the problem, because it's one thing to discuss this and everybody shares their own opinion, but we've not really methodically tried to game it and say, okay, which one actually works to help deal with this problem? Maybe we'll reach a partial solution and somebody else watching at home will finalize it, and maybe hopefully ideally that person will be in Nigeria and actually be able to do something. Maybe send a WhatsApp to somebody that knows something and they might solve the problem. So that's the idea. I want to game it up because at least, because for me, I just feel like you will have to try to get somewhere with this, some of all these things that we discuss every weekend. So let me let you finish your point. Please go ahead.
I'm not changing my thought.
Oh, you lost your, I introduced a new topic, so it completely blow you off.
The idea is this: how can we stop them, or how can we minimize it as a leader? Because the issue that we have, like, to pass law in Nigeria is difficult. To go to the National Assembly and say you pass it, because you have a conglomerate of politicians that still believe in that old way. They will fight you. What I will do is this: I have, as an executive, I will sign an executive order that you don't use my foreign currency for that kind of treatment. You go source for your own. I don't care where you go. I will still tax you more. Because you have enough. That's why you are going out there. We make it so difficult in the executive way, in the executive branch. Whatever I think I can do without approaching the National Assembly to get it done, I will make sure that you don't access our foreign reserve. You can have your whole. You can go source for it outside here. And if you are going as well, we even tax that money. You pay 25% of it. Of whatever you want to spend out there.
That's interesting.
So we will have a list. We are going to build what we call those VOCA hospitals in 6 geopolitical zones. Specialized hospitals. We will build them.
Well, how are you going to tax them 25% of what they are going to spend when they are already spending it overseas?
No, because before, they are going from outside, from the country. They live in Nigeria to other country. They will pass our border now. They go through the airport.
Yes.
Every transaction that you see is going to go through the bank.
Yes, but they may not have paid for the hospital treatment by the time they went to the bank.
They are not going with the cash. No KYC. No, your customer is going to be enforced. And declaration of information. What is we're going to work with National Financial Intelligence Agency. We will empower them.
So if the person says they are going overseas for treatment, you want to find out how much that treatment is going to cost.
Definitely, because we're going to have the list of the kind of diseases we are treating in the country. And you can easily get the price. The price is outside there. Technology is there. We'll get it and we'll tax you.
But is that not going to be harder to enforce? Because they could just say, you know what, I'm going for a teeth replacement, but while they are going to do a heart surgery, what do you do?
The amount of cash you can go outside the country with is limited. It depends on the amount of cash you are spending outside your bank account. We know, we track it. It's technology.
You're talking about senior government officials here. They are the real issue we are worried about, not everybody else.
Talking about. You have the BVN, you have the NIN. That is enough. We will track you.
Okay, let's say you are able to track that, because let's say they go and make a payment and they go overseas for treatment.
Yeah.
You're able to track. So you want to charge them 25% on the cost of it. What if they are willing to pay?
Yeah, that's fine. We use that to equip our hospital. That's the way of taking it from the. We not say. I won't say don't go. I've taken the amount of money I want to take out of you to build the infrastructure for the people that don't have.
Okay, so but their number is limited though.
Yeah, that's why I want to fight.
Their number is limited. So if you take that money from them, it's not going to make too much of a difference to your hospitals. But them going overseas for treatment. No, I hear the message you're talking about, but them going overseas, the consequences could be quite severe, especially for security reasons.
Yeah.
Them going overseas. So you might lose more with them going overseas versus how much you are taking from them.
And we factor that in. If you achieve our defense staff, if you are in top hierarchy of our security Apache, you go nowhere. Those ones, politicians can go, but those ones that I'm paying you salary, you're in the civil service, you go nowhere. Except the kind of sicknesses or diseases that we can't treat. We have to be serious with ourselves. And you as the president, you have to demonstrate that as well. You have to demonstrate that.
And you can also insist that if those such people are going, every single second that they are outside, it has to be accounted for. But that's one area you can also look at, that if they are going overseas, then every single second that they are overseas has to be accounted for and monitored. Or you could say they don't travel overseas and focus on building a healthcare institution that can be able to take care of myriads of issues. And if you need specialists to come over, then they could bring the specialists to come over. After all, you're a defense minister, you're a minister of mining, you are important to the country, so we can bring them over to treat you. I'm just, like I said, we are trying to play the odds here. Yep. So what would be against that? If I say, okay, let's focus on building the hospitals first, the getting the professionals in the country, and if they are all here and you put your 25% tariff, is that gonna, or would you say that because you have the institution here, you are not allowed to travel overseas?
You can travel for other things if it's for the benefit of the country. We have to weigh. You have to write. You have to apply.
So far, I share the link. You say somebody will come in.
It looks like this Panzer that wants to start a fight.
No, not Panzer.
All right.
So we will not allow Panzer to come in here.
It's been ranting the chat.
Panzer, go and meet your girlfriend. I know you have date today. Go.
So we have to bring people like minds together to come up with ideas, make it robust, like you've been saying. So we make it robust that we're not going to bypass with it. We're doing it with the intention of for the national security, for the good of the nation, for the overall good of all people. So once that intention is clear.
I hear what you're saying. There is this other institution in Nigeria. I think I've forgotten. It's a ministry for, I don't know what they call it, that is supposed to help Nigerians be more cohesive. Institution that advertises, anti-tribalistic behavior.
No, National Orientation Agency.
A National Orientation Agency. So they are doing a terrible job, clearly. They are doing a horrible job. Because clearly, if your leaders are traveling overseas for treatment, you are doing a terrible job. You're not telling them that is horrible. You shouldn't be doing that. That culture should be completely discouraged. So maybe you could go through there to sensitize people and let them understand that this is the kind of behavior you expect from your leadership.
It's another time that we even stop it. Because a lot of people, if you listen to people, the experience has been so bad. They are stealing their organ. That most people don't even know. Until they get back to Nigeria, they find out with their primary physician.
The poorer ones now.
Even the rich ones.
The rich ones?
A lot of things are happening. It's just that go to this radio, this Bush radio, the guy in Niger, Human Rights Radio. There's a lot of things going on. It's only that because they once they come back, they're quiet. They're quiet.
So we can't put a law to stop it. But you did say that you could put a law to stop senior security officials.
The law might be difficult because a lot of politicians you go to find the National Assembly, you might struggle to get the law passed. That's another issue because not a lot of them have that national interest at heart. But if there's an executive order that you could put in place and get the buy-in of the generality of Nigerians, you will push through.
And the truth is that Nigerians do have influence. If you look at the way Nigerians, they outcry over comfort, the government turned around very quickly, didn't they? So Nigerians have a voice. Whenever they want to really get their way, they can. I don't know why they don't understand that. It's because Nigerians don't know that their politician traveling overseas is doing them harm too for treatment. They don't necessarily associate. Am I mistaken? Do they associate it with the fact that their own hospitals are not good? Because I've heard some of them say it, but most of the people that are saying it are on this panel. I don't think they are the everyday Nigerian.
You know what I find out about Nigerians is that having a good intention is not enough. You know, you have to even communicate it and make sure that, you know, it's all a lot of work. You know, when the idea of having a new economy plan or what they call it, whereby they have new tax law, you know, it's like the country's going to tear apart. It's like we don't go to have Nigeria in the next 6 months. During tax law, when they're trying to like come up with new tax law, new physical economy policy law, you know, it's a whole lot of issue. So having a good intention at heart as a Nigerian or as a leader in Nigeria, that's one thing. You must be able to get a buy-in of Nigerian people behind you to succeed, which is another extra work.
Yeah, I think that part of getting Nigerians to buy in, I think that's the key. If you can get Nigerians to buy into the idea that, okay, your leader shouldn't be traveling overseas because it's compromising your national security, then you are more likely to push them to pass the law to say, okay, fine, you're not going to use the national, this in foreign reserve to, I don't think that will stop them. They will still want to go because this for their brainwashing is too strong. You have to pass a strict law that says, okay, you have to build the national institution, let's say for cancer research or whatever. You have to build it first. You have to, you can't just tell people not to travel. But once you build those things, you put the law that they are not allowed to be just, if you are ill, resign. Resign. Travel overseas and go and treat yourself. Don't hold the government and the nation's office and travel overseas to foreigners to go and open your chest or your brain, whatever they're going to open. Don't do that, because if you, at the moment, I believe that if we start doing some of stuff, you're going to see that the nation will start reorienting itself. It just means that it's a sign that we are beginning to do the right thing by our nation. The fact that we have still not done it now tells you that we even went and changed our national anthem to Igbo Woman's anthem. We are heading in the wrong direction in some ways.
You know, at times we always look at the back. We always look behind us. That like, you know, every year we say, oh, we are better for my years. We are this. We don't usually look forward, and I don't know why. We are not forward looking. I don't know. We don't forward.
It's because they think that the past was better, which is true, but they don't understand that past wasn't even that glorious.
The past you say you're drinking Gary and Sunday. What are you talking about?
That Gary and Sunday he had grade though. He had grade. Let's not belittle it.
I don't know which past you're talking about.
Gary, you know, the Gary you drink that Gary had grade. He had flavor. The geisha had more flavor than the type you have now. So let's not go there.
The idea of that past, I have some reservation about it. That, like, you know, that past that they're talking about is not that really good. I don't mean that past is
better than now.
What happened to it?
Because they squandered it again.
Is it not this generation that are leading us that benefit from that past? If that past is actually good, if they are not bastard, sorry to say, you know, some will be telling you that, oh, when they're in university, they were eating turkey, they were eating this, there's a lot. They were even being pissed at it. I think that past is actually good.
You know what is worrying me?
That past.
All this conversation we're having now, what is worrying me about it is because in the end, it still comes down to the will. like you said, we need to convince the people to have the will to do these things. The things are the right things to do. It's obviously the right thing, but to have the will to do it, you have to have the people's attention to actually do these things. And maybe the way to do it, the most efficient way is to go through people that actually believe in this. And like people like Very Dark Man, that had a platform already, Dele Faro Timi, because what they tend to focus too much on is just corruption alone. They don't. It's one thing to say stop being corrupt. It's not like to say do this, do this, do this. You see what I mean? So you want to say do this and demand that one thing is achieved, then you move to the next one. I think if we did that, you will start seeing results gradually. Because if you look at most of the things we complain about, none of them have improved significantly. But if you had just fought for one and you got one nailed down, let's say you nail power down. That one is done. Then you go to security, you nail security, you nail that one down. Hospital, you nail it down. I think these people that have the voice, people like Very Dark, my other people, maybe if you can go through those conduits, because people listen to them. Well, like it or not, people listen to them, and you get them. Yeah, you get them to buy into this and say, you know what, this is what we need to do. Tell the people what you need to do. Maybe there are versions in the north too like that. I said, this is what we need to do. We need to stop our population from going overseas, because for one, it means that the healthcare system in the country is going to improve. It's going to be better for all of us, and it's also takes away the security threat, because we are not linking it to security threat that this poses to us. Even Israeli president doesn't travel overseas for treatment. I don't think I've ever had that kind of travel overseas for treatment.
These politicians you are talking about, right? First of all, they don't even respect Nigeria. They don't respect the people. This is just the honest.
They don't.
The simple reason why they don't respect the people is the power is not with the people, unfortunately. And anyhow, see, a lot of Nigeria, I will say this, 50% of Nigeria problem will be solved if we can give power to the people. So look at what is happening in New York now, for example. A young boy from nowhere, immigrant, he took over the whole city.
Yeah.
You can't see this kind of things in Nigeria. They will not even. They will not let you get
there.
So,
you see the establishment are shaking. They are running up and down.
Exactly. So the guy Rudolph is bringing tomorrow. He's a young Nigeria. He's a like councillor in Texas. So we need to have a system. So if you have a system that is working, the vote of the people count.
Yeah.
A lot of Nigeria will leave abroad and say, I'm going to my local government. Let me go contest. I want to help them develop. I want to see what I can do. In this way, I've made my money. I have my investment. I'll say, okay, I want to help my people.
Yeah.
Go back home. Go to even the local government chairman, like Body said. If Oga at the top has not pointed at you, this is the next local government chairman, you will not be there. The governor, they have the power, the big policy. So these are all the problems. We need to have anyhow where the power will be with the people. That's why the politicians, they don't respect us. Because if you know that you will be voted out in the next election, you will sit up. You will try to respect the people. You will not do what you like in the name of this is just the genesis. So I think we need to start from there. Then from there, we'll build on it.
Yeah.
You know, even make it these offices less fascinating.
Yeah.
You know, even the Senate, the rep, by the time they stop collecting all those kickback, all this plenty, see, it will even be like, you know what? It's just like normal job. I better get another job and make the same money. Like, so that is what is secure. Because if you go by how much salary they will pay them, maybe it will not be, but a lot of money they get it from the back end, you know, like project funding, or the money they collect from the other company organizations. These are the issues. So I think that way it will go a long way, so that if son of nobody, he come to your state and said, I mean, somebody, you just rightly said it, right? Somebody like Very Dark Man will go to his state and say, you know what, I want to be a logo, I want to be this. People will listen to him because people trust him and say, okay, if we vote for this guy, we'll be able to do it for us. But let him go. I see what politicians will do to him. You know what I mean? Because the vote is not with the people. So I think is the genesis of our problem.
Is
If
it
we can
possible?
solve that problem.
So let before I go to Jonaba. So this matter of like stopping them from going overseas for treatment. Why? Okay, fine. And someone like Very Dark Man, the Farotimi, Aisha Yusuf, a lot of them could sensitize the people on it. But sooner or later, somebody needs to move it to the House of Assembly. How
The
would anybody?
Senate
So
and Rep.
and Senate. So would someone like Natasha Akpoti will probably buy into someone like that? She will support it. The question is, will she campaign on
Who
it?
will listen to that? That's where the problem. The bill will not even see the light of the day. But they know what I'm talking about. They will try to try and say, "What are you talking?"
But I thought Body said that if people buy into it, it's going to be hard.
If you can allow people to buy into it, like allow people to buy into it, allow political party or political party structure, allow them to buy into it, like APC, if they could enforce it within their own political party. And
so okay, let me ask you though, Body though, how do you get into that party and start changing their minds? Because I like to think that these men are just basically, because somebody was ignorant, you could change their mind, don't you think?
Definitely. But they don't want
to. So how do you do that? No, but what do you mean they don't want to? Why do you say they don't want to?
Forefather, it's like this. All I basically need from these people is to be voting in every election year and just give them something. And once we've been able to empower them to a level that they can question you are in trouble. They can change you at any point in time. So that's the issue.
Okay, I'm just trying to go from, because you said if you can change the power structure in APC or PDP. So let's say you go into the APC and I say, Governor Okoye, I hear you just cross-carpeted, but this issue, don't you think this is what we need to be doing now? You have it on. I will be fascinated to see Nigerians that were on this panel that have shared this opinion speak to these top politicians and say, let's hear what they said about it. Because I'm not sure somebody has actually sat down with any real top politician and had a long conversation about that behavior.
Forefather, if Tinubu today intentionally can decide on its own, call all APC governors, call the APC leaders, and lock themselves in a room and decide to discuss the reality of the country, that they want to get things changed today, we will see changes. He controls those boys. He has the space. He's the one giving them the money. If they decide today that, guys, things are not well, this is the direction I want to go, and he was able to secure, he was able to secure the buy-in of some key leaders. The conversation has started already. I think we will see the changes. But are
you saying you want to go from the top or go from the APC
I always cite that as an example. But as an individual, if I want to do it today, I only go to my constituency. I will go to my own local government. I will start from my ward, from my unit, and start synthesizing people. That like, this is the way to go.
APC. You start synthesizing APC or just the people?
Any political party that I find myself. I might not even adopt a platform first. I will start with no platform, no political party. Sensitizing people, getting people to your side, educating them.
Does it not make sense to target the APC people that since they are the ones in power now? Because if they change, the others are not going to change it back again.
If you want a quick fix, because if you doing that, if you join a political party, you can't change them overnight. Because they might even tell you that, oh, your own Igbo way, that's not the way we do it.
See, the reason why I'm saying it, I find it hard to truly believe. Yeah. Because we have to give them benefit of it that these people truly understand the gravity of what they are doing and still keep doing it and still want to double down on it. Maybe they don't understand. That's my thinking.
If you have a child now, he doesn't know his expectation from his father. You are free. You just wake up every morning, you go out. Except by your own volition, you decided to be father indeed. If you have a child that doesn't know how to ask, so it's a benefit to that father. Oh, he's a good boy. He doesn't know how to ask. We have a set of electorate that don't know how to ask. They don't even know what to ask for.
Yeah,
that's a big issue. They don't even know what to ask for. Even if they ask for something, even if those things, are they tangible? Are they good enough?
That's a fascinating thing. Let me bring John Abba in this thing. John Abba, I'm sorry and thank you for being very patient. Let me see if I can bring you to the middle. Yeah, the conversation moved from the Kwam 1, Kwam 2. We talked about Trump. We talked about the economy. And we are currently talking about this healthcare thing that Nigerians like to seek treatment overseas. Not only Nigeria, to be fair, most African countries do it. Mostly black African countries. The other part of the world, they don't do that nonsense. We also found recently that Akpabio seems to be missing in action. And some people say he's gone overseas again. So we are trying to figure out a way to a kind of discourage our elected officials from traveling overseas. Body has added that maybe we can tax them. We can even ban security officials from traveling overseas. And the one thing I found fascinating that he said, though, was about actually going to the political parties and speaking to the individuals themselves. Maybe you'd be surprised what could happen just by talking to people. You think they know already. Maybe they don't know that they're not supposed to behave like that. Because the way they do it, they don't seem to be they don't appear to be self-aware at all. That's my thinking. I don't know. Maybe you have a different point of view. Please go ahead. You can speak about any of the issues that you want to talk about.
Oh, okay. Forefathers, Body, and AYS. Nice to see you guys. I just saw you guys online earlier, but so let me stop back quickly. I heard Body talking about the taxation of those who seek for abroad. I think our problem is a problem in Nigeria, but for now, I don't think we have anybody that have the right mindset, because if you are part of institution for a while, you become the institution. And if you are in environment for a long time, you become part of it. So you cannot just uh, do anything otherwise. What I'm saying in a nutshell is that at this point, until we get a radical person that it has no political, it doesn't have to be political, because where we are, our political and all those things need to be teared down, because they see life and they have used poverty, disease, insecurity, name it, against the very poor. So it's like they have suppressed them. We are hearing some voices of individual who is resisting this oppression, but it's still scanty among millions of Nigeria. It's still like a drop, a cup in the ocean. So I think the people in Nigeria can't do much, whether you are a president, or whether you are a senator or a governor. This is the lifestyle. You are a product of your environment. This is the lifestyle they have lived over the years. They don't see anything wrong with it. Even if you are opposing it, uh, have a clear vision, they think you are the one that have problem, because this is ways of life for them. So it has to be diaspora who organize themselves and push through. If you go on the street in Nigeria today, what you cannot take, you can see that million will take it. Why is that? What you can push back, say no, because you are in a different environment. You have seen what is humanly possible. You have seen that the way things are going is not normal. Well, when normal is normal, what do you do? So I think all this, we can spend much time in the air, talk about it, but until we find someone who is radical and penetrate and just shut everything down, and then we start all over. Because the direction we are going as a people, as a country, uh, is going nowhere. We are going nowhere. It's just a cycle. We're just going through the cycle over and over. Don't think anybody really have any much to do until that change, a radical change, revolution, call it whatever, and say, let's start all over. But this share money, talk about issue, 10 people protest here and there, police tear gas, and all of those things, and tomorrow or somebody want to win more of the same person, change is going to bring end of the day, you think all those presidents and all those people who have led us in the past and currently do not have a little bit idea of what they want to do. But end of the day, they can't move an inch because the people you are trying to help too, they don't see it. They even think, even when you tell them, no, no, I'm not God. No, they say, no, no, you are God. Even you say, "Oh no, your savior, I'm not your savior. Save yourself." They say, "No, no, no. We are counting on you. You are the one to save us." It's okay. Let's save ourselves. Me too. One of the most honest song that I've heard from Two Baba or Two Face. I say, save me, save me, save me from myself. The last music, I think that is a very real issue. You can struggling. And if all Nigerians can be honest, we are really, really going down while the world is looking and saying, when will these African people, when will they come to realize that they are not going nowhere with this kind of mentality?
Mm. You said something I find interesting. You said that because they grow up in the system institutions, they become like the institution. So, in other words, you are trying to imply that they are hard to change and they don't want to change their ways. Is that what you are trying to say? That if you sit down and try to calmly, rationally discuss this with people and let them understand that, okay, yes, you can still get the treatment, but you can get it in a different way, and without endangering the nation, you think they will push against it? They will still want to carry on with. I'm wrestling with believing that I would like to see it happen where people reject it. I really would like to see that. It's a strange thing because the Nigerian journalists haven't really pressed these people on it enough because it's often done in a political way. But just get a political figure is not necessarily attached to politics and or not in a partisan way. Just ask them. Even two of them, bring two of them from all the other parties. Just come to discuss this thing and say, why do you have to go overseas? Give us this idea.
The former, not cutting you short, the former president of Nigeria wanted to do a surgery. I think he brought the surgeon from overseas to carry it out in Nigeria. You remember Osubanjo, right? I mean, you can do that in the safe environment, depends on the surgery. I want you to understand that ordinary, brilliant, very scanty, brilliant Nigerian have access to become a medical doctor if they want to become. It's those that they don't want to, maybe their parents help them. So those most of them are low though. Just most of the doctor you see in all these name places, they are dumb. So I'm not going to open myself to those people there because their parents push them there. If they brilliant Nigerian that can do anything, they are nowhere to be found. So in the healthcare system in Nigeria in 21st century, where that people in people's hand that broke nail and they're putting iron instead of finding another thing that will met with us in the process. See showing people with what do you call when they stitch someone, they still have to go back and cut it. Where the world have have advanced to a level whereby the process, your body dissolve. These people you see in Nigeria, they deceive. They are ghosts. Those are ghosts. They are just walking like a chicken without. Don't mind all those buildings you see. They don't have a. They are not competent. So the politicians and all the well-to-do people, the reason why they don't get treated in Nigeria is because most of them, the level people who really pass exam to become a doctor, they will push it aside. And when Nigerians say, oh, they are educated, but incompetent, they can't deliver. Those that can deliver in Nigeria, they still get business. They still get things done. So the notion that we should tax them, you're going to read somebody's like he know for sure. I have a friend, his two children are medical doctor. I believe that he will not allow them to carry any operation on their chicken in the house. Those guys, they have nothing in their head. If their father just pushed them there and use all the influence to take that. Is that the people who open my so you think those politicians really want to leave Nigeria if they see, even now, if you see that there is a good eye doctor in the north or in the south, you see how people go there to go and do it. But when you come to a sensitive thing where they know that this one for sure, this my son now load though, you know nothing,
Kai,
then go to
man,
open his head.
this thing that you are saying, you are open another area that
Another
I never
dimension.
thought
Another
about.
dimension.
Yeah,
Darling.
it's open another dimension. Maybe this is something is quite fascinating because clearly you are saying that one of the issues that they have is they don't think Nigerian medical professionals are actually competent.
They are
So,
not. Let me give you an example. Right here in America, in
wow,
this
we are
place,
doubling down
a
there.
yeah, a doctor came. I'm telling you a last story. He looks so healthy. You know the way your arteries is all blocked, but you are still walking and you think you got it together. This guy came here, a medical doctor. He knows that he's not that good. So he know how he breathe. Like if he take a two-step, he breathe. Don't say, oh, go and do your blood work. And the guy said, come on, nah. He called his name. I say, you think, come on, what do you think about Nigeria? So the guy encouraged him, use whatever you call wisdom. Said, go, just go do your blood work, and you're a medical doctor. This guy, when he went and did the blood work, they called him, they said all is the best they got, even if he hit stone, he can die. If that happen in Nigeria, they will tell you, say, oh, the village people don't kill him. This is a medical doctor that have a medical issue to the extent that not because his friend encouraged him to go and do the blood work, if they say he couldn't have lived more than 2 weeks. From Nigeria, he came here. He couldn't go back again until he get treated. This is the people we out of them. They are incompetent. These people you see, very few. I'm not saying all of them. And those one that go and bribe for certificate, work in national hospital. All of those people, they are consultant. There's one that is consultant that came here to my place for some reasons I don't even know. Even our closet where we have medication because we just have our. This is few years ago. 14 years ago. What we have here, because my daughter, we treat her for treatment and all the thing that we are using, they don't even have it in the hospital. It's a consultant. So these are the people I want to trust my life. I even told them when I go to Nigeria, if anything happened to me, even though as I love Nigeria, I say if they can take me, please fly me out of that country. I don't trust any one of them. These are low dose. These are not human.
Okay.
Don't worry. Don't worry about their white
It's
face.
not fair though. It's not fair to just categorize. Some people get first class, some people get
Majority.
second class. They have tier, yeah. Some people.
Say
It's
I
not
do
fair to
not say
categorize
all, but
Nigerian politicians
very,
as Olodo.
very few. No, I'm not even saying
Okay.
Nigerian politician. I'm talking about the professional that they're going to live their life for. And the people, the career politicians, the first time they become a politicians, they do not go there to change any policy. They just go there for sharing the national motive also matters. How many Nigerian from your own, from even the recent politics, whether it's LP, PDP, APC, who go there and say he rejected taking the whatever they call national cake, that the wardrobe. Wardrobe. If they tell you how much they give allowance, those ancient system, that they have been abandoned. Look at even the judges and the lawyer. Look at that wig, whatever. Man is still
Yeah,
locked up,
but
brother.
Jonaba, hold on, hang on. See, when you say that you will go overseas, they should fly overseas. But are there no competent Nigerian hospitals in Nigeria that you are aware of?
And not this India that will take my kidney and go sell in London.
No, I'm talking about in Nigeria.
Yeah, that the only one you see that they walk around. The Nigerian doctor, I'm not saying we don't have good Nigerian doctor around the world. Well, environment,
No, I'm talking about in Nigeria, Nigerian hospital with Nigerian doctors. Don't we have competent ones in Nigeria?
Go carry yourself, get headache. My loot, my cousins have.
Jonaba, sorry to cut you short. They are there. Sir.
That's what we call it, yeah.
Of course, I don't know one. I don't know one. If you go and come
So it's better you say you don't know than you say they are not.
Because over time that even our doctors have been moving on. We never have that record of not being competent with them. And this among the pool of the professionals that we are talking about.
But see, the truth is, I'm sorry, everybody. The truth is simple. Yeah, look, if a doctor that knows, okay, how would I put it now? Because of the political rubbishness or any honest of Nigeria, whereby any little thing they travel abroad, they don't want to invest in Nigeria hospital. Those ones that are maybe fortunate to be very good or sort of, they go to a good hospital and their price is very high. You understand? And every average Nigerian cannot afford it. Hence, you now see the affordable ones that are not good in the hospital closer to you. Then by the time you go and meet those ones that are affordable and they tell you rubbish, then later you decide to understand that, these guys are telling you rubbish. You now realize that all of them are not good. There are some that are very good. I know though. There are some very good.
I do not say all of them. I say that few of them are not. The one that I know so far, and I will not, and I have seen it from Lud.
But why not blame yourself for knowing wrong people? Why not blame yourself for knowing wrong people?
Even your friend is even complicit.
Why not blame your friend?
Your friend knows that I see all the children I will do. You decided to send them to medical school.
Yes, that is the thing. The question is that have you gone to hospital in Nigeria? What is that from Caribbean? Have you been to the hospital in Nigeria?
If I haven't, why would I tell you they are good ones in Nigeria?
What problem do you have? You have a headache and they give you Panadol. So
no,
what did they do on your body?
Look, see, you see the truth is
what did they did on you?
Hold on, see, look, my brother, listen, look, it's easy, yeah. You don't expect everybody to be sick first for terminal illness or for strong sickness before they will tell you, I got to tell you and this and that. Yeah, there are some fortunate ones.
They have a major issue. They have a major issue when Buhari have a cancer of the blood,
listen,
right?
See, look.
Listen, we are talking about why there's some major issues. Then if you don't have it, even when you have it, the environment do not. Even when you have a good doctor, where is them can do something in a very they carry out their surgery in a successful way? Where did they, when you are even doing something, they will take light on you, or you run your generator and you cannot afford it?
First, remind yourself, the word quack is not a Nigerian word, it's not an African word, the English word. That means there are also bad doctors abroad. You understand? Bad doctors
all over the world.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Yes. So if you think,
but the point I'm saying, this is what, let us put things in a context. This is what brought about doctor or any of this thing. We did Boarding was talking about the only way they stop. Well, one of the way is to tax them. So I said that these politicians, that the good doctors that we have in Nigeria, or brilliant brain we have in Nigeria, that a child want to become a medical doctor, they can even choose to give him a social study. And the other side of it are those children of those elite who cannot read, who most of them read, that their father knows them and will not going to open themselves up for them. So let's put this in the context. Don't come here and tell me, I say all Nigerian doctors
now,
are
hold on. Now listen.
Oh, that's what I said.
Okay, fine. Look, truth be told, yeah, even if you are a very good doctor, medically or when I say medical or whatever, you are not even advised to treat your own person.
You are talking to
No, hold on,
brother.
hold on first.
What
Okay,
you are
hold on.
talking about ethical. I'm talking
Yeah,
about
hold
this
on.
guy. To me, listen to me. People are you don't take people's experience from them. You're not going to
Yes,
tell
it's his
him now.
experience.
Listen,
They're good.
okay.
But what
Now
about my own
you cannot
experience? What about my own
listen
experience?
to me. Let me finish.
Janaba, hang on and support the outrage. I just want to for a second. See, I think where Janaba is coming from, it may be quite important because it might be that this is what most of our current politicians are thinking. They are thinking Nigerians are incompetent. That's why they have to go overseas.
But
That's why it's what is
we can get rid of that crook by quality control. People's quality control, check, and balancing the system.
The truth is simple. Look, you're just like somebody who has money before. He was eating in Mama Puts. Then, as the money is increasing, he's going to a better restaurant. When you can't get money rich, you can't go 5 star hotel go to eat. You understand? You can't forget say those Mama Puts chop before their food sweet too, but because of so much money, their food not good anymore. You understand?
Yeah.
This is just an average mind of a Nigerian. Whereby somebody will tell you today you buy iPhone 16. That is very good, or iPhone 24. Next year now, iPhone 26 is coming out. You rush to go buy iPhone 26. Like, what is your problem? Just because you have the money, you just want to share. You understand? That does not mean that the ones before they are not good. You understand? Like I said, Nigeria, they are good doctors here. Just because the president or the politicians they decide not to give them the facilities to work, the utilities to work, hereby most of them are handicapped. Not that technical wise or whatever. Those guys that do research, they do research. The world is a
Let me
global
tell
village.
you one thing. As
People do
I
research
told
all the
this
time.
chapter, the way you are don't now. Let me tell you one thing. I asked Doctor to be our doctor, Doctor Dominic, that if you are on this show, if you are a doctor, and he's a medical doctor, and I think he said his father too. That what will you change in Nigeria if you become a surgeon or a general, the chief medical?
Mr. Affairs or something.
Yes, he says the language and the treating. So you are talking in ordinary Nigerian do not have that experience, and not ordinary Nigerian cannot afford whatever you are talking about. The language that our whole health institution, even the one that say they are best, has to be improved significantly. But let us not don't take me out of my own point. What I said, I say that you are looking at a senator that know his son is a don and he's a medical doctor. And you're looking at a president, his son or daughter is a don and he's a medical doctor. You cannot tell him there are better doctors out there. People are product of their environment and their experience shape them. So I'm not saying there are no good ones. And this is Nigeria, whether we are running from it or not, you apply to become you want to serve so much that you want to become a medical doctor, that right from your foundation in school, they will give you a social study instead of giving you what you
Can
are
I ask you
mentally.
though? Let me ask him a question. Let me just ask him a question because we are trying to get somewhere. We are trying to get somewhere. It's not about winning the argument. So, like Jonaba, someone like you now that believe in these sort of things, how can one change your mind and so that you can be confident and say, you know what, God forbid, on that day when you need the treatment, you like take me to Abuja. So and so is good. They are going to what? How can somebody convince you of that?
Nobody will convince me. I'm saying there are good doctors all over, good Nigerian doctor, pretty much.
No,
But then
I mean,
there is
what can
no
change your opinion? Because right now you are saying,
until
if anything happens, take me overseas. What can change your
yes.
opinion?
The environment for now, visit the hospital, stay there, visit your loved one, or take your private investigation and go to all those things. Even hear the language when they come inside the room. Is this guy? You guys are just talking because maybe you want to use Nigerian thing. There are things the Nigerian doctor will do that are in abroad today. They'll go to Nigeria, they can't do it because the ethic language they use, the way they even curse out their patients, the way we have issues. What are we talking about?
So you
You
take
let your wife be pregnant. Let nurse attend to them. Recently, I have to talk. My big sister had a terrible accident, right? Recently in Abuja. The one of the best hospital, they say is the best hospital. The son say he can go. It's a national hospital and all of that. I don't know. So I don't even understand. You are talking. I experienced something. Then you are telling. You can't change my experience. You can. When I encounter something good, then I say, well, I think you can't use one brush. I find among the 12 there is Judah. Among the evil one, I find one here. If anything happen that I'm not in control,
Janaba,
and I find myself
if
there.
Janaba, if you're a government official now and you are one of those people that travel overseas, and I told you, okay, I hear what you are saying, and I even agree with you to a large extent, because what you are saying is not necessarily false. There are a lot of incompetence within the system. What if we say, okay, we have a solid institution that has been built, a good hospital, and at the same time, we can take you and show you that these people that are there, many of them are overseas trained, and they are competent, they can do their job, they're not going to cuss you out, they're not going to do any of that nonsense that you describe. So how would you receive that? Would you say, you know what, because of this, I would think twice before I think about going overseas again? Would you?
Adama, they have to share the link.
Yeah. Yeah, you see, that is this is why I'm trying to get here to a point whereby to try to understand what could change somebody that believes in this way of thinking. Because what Janaba is revealing here, it might be at the core of why Nigerians like to go overseas. Especially the leaders.
If you don't, let me tell you, if you don't go overseas, all that shit local people saying, if you don't go overseas, you're gonna die for nothing in Nigeria. You're just gonna die. Like, and I'm not saying, yeah, as much as I have faith in Nigeria and all that, I just posted something, no need to read it to the public in the private chat. You're gonna die, like, easy.
No.
Dude, you're gonna die. I'm telling you, like, if you have any intricate medical issue in Nigeria, except God saves you, you're gonna die like a freaking chicken. So maybe you might be right. You might be right saying, okay, they might have the technical ability, but they just don't have the equipment. That's up to be debated. We don't know that for a fact, though. But what I do know is
okay, what if they have the equipment, though?
I don't know, and you don't know because they don't have the equipment, right?
It's a scenario. My premise was that we are trying to solve the problem, so we decide to provide the equipment and everything.
Yeah, but I mean, the right thing will be to provide them the equipment, right? But we don't know what would happen if they did have the equipment. So let's just go with local P's position that it is because they don't have the equipment. But as far as I know, there's a lot of negligence that goes on in the Nigerian medical space, and little things like this will lead to your death very easily.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. Little things, yeah. Ignorance. People are not passionate about the job because ideally there are some jobs that are really passionate. Jobs that are life threatening. That if you make a mistake, it's gone. Engineering, medical, like for engineering, like safety is 100% for engineering, so to speak. For medical, you have to be into the job. It shouldn't be all about the money. You're supposed to have you're supposed to love the job, fall in love with the job, so that if you are doing, even your patient will know. Like here abroad, I can tell you. So will tell you, look, even the UK health system right now, you should know that the UK health system is turning to UPTH or the UPTH or whatever in Nigeria right now. You understand? It's turning to the professionals, the old doctors who are in love with the job. Many of them, they do Australia, they are earning big, or in America. Now the people you not have here, they don't earn much. You understand? They don't earn much, and even the little they earn, the NHS is even trying to push many away because they don't have money to fund the NHS. You understand? So now you now have foreigners. Go to any NHS hospital. You see, even the biggest, which is in London, yeah, with St. Mary or whatever, yeah. Even though Buhari there, as expensive as it is, go and check foreigners now for their pass. So white people you see they are not even white. You understand? Many of them are foreigners. The British people, they don't come out. Old ones, the younger ones don't even care. They don't even want to. If they don't even learn the work self, they just want to go to pub, drink beer, collect benefit, and that's it. You understand? So that's how it is. For Nigeria, there are many who have the passion. You understand? The truth is just that the passion is dying little because of money not there. Person get to eat. You understand? There's no fun in the job anymore. apart from the money, like, but fun, whereby you go there, you see tools, apparatus, you're like, yes, when you get the tools on your hand, it motivates you to work. I really want to know what this thing is doing. You understand? So, but when you have no tools, you read theory, nothing to particularize it. It's frustrating, especially if you're in love with the job. So that kills the moral, and that is just the basic thing about Nigeria
I think
medical system.
Janaba has touched on
Morally
something,
frustrating.
and you two have highlighted it, and even I speak the truth has doubled down on it. That is very interesting. That the issue is the fear of incompetence within the Nigerian space, not necessarily privacy that people are using. I didn't think it was that bad. That Nigeria, I would have thought that, especially for top officials, that they can have access to top hospitals in Nigeria, and within those top hospitals, they are competent enough to be able to manage, significant illnesses, complicated conditions. That said, because that is the nature of your nation, and you are in a high position in that nation, should you not perish if it comes to that, based on the fact that that is the nature of your nation? Why do you have to go overseas? After all, the security situation we have in Nigeria, if the police decides that, or the soldiers decide that they are going to travel overseas because it's so perilous in Nigeria, well, where are we going to be? And this is one of the reasons why I'm thinking maybe P2B is right when he said, yeah, he's going to get treatment in Nigeria. That what's going to happen? If you die inside Nigeria, because that is the state of the country. Why do you want to live on the works of others when you have not done it for your people?
And you believe that nonsense? You think he's
no, let me not trigger you with P2B now. Let's not go there.
You're not triggering me. I'm just saying, like, you really believe.
No, because you seem to have been triggered already because it's P2B I mentioned.
Not at all. No, I don't care. I'm just telling you for a fact. If you think any of those men actually leave serious medical issues in the hands of the Nigerian doctors, then you definitely do not know these men well enough.
Okay, can I ask you then, though? Can I ask you directly? What can change your mind? That if you were them, what would change your mind that will make you think, okay, I will have to get my treatment in Nigeria instead of overseas?
Well, maybe if the medical standard improved. I mean, that's
just results. Once you get
if
good
it
results.
improves, if you get good results, you have good doctors, you see
For-
good results.
for-
But if you have people just going in and not coming out, or they go in and then when they go overseas, they say, well, listen, if only they had done this back in Nigeria, you'd been good. So it's results.
I've seen worse doctors here in the UK. I was like, abroad again? Yeah, they.
Yeah, they are.
Okay, let me bring it on.
I have a question.
You see, hold on for a second. Hold on, buddy, hold on for a second. You see, now that we are discussing healthcare issue, I noticed that some people have popped in to join us today. All healthcare professionals are welcome on the platform. Maybe we should change the topic to security. They will disappear.
So you want me to leave so I can go?
That is not what I'm saying. But buddy, please ask your question.
I wanted to keep my distance off because I was busy with work. So I said, let me turn it on so I can chip into what you guys are saying. Greetings, everyone. This is a good topic. For the first time, you are able to lure me in with your topic, with what you're discussing about healthcare. Well, this is the thing I want to say when it comes to healthcare, and I've said it before. Nigerians have one of the top leading doctors, surgeon, everything you can think about in the world. And I've said it as a healthcare practitioner and as an anesthesiologist myself. This is the question. Why is it that we don't have those people back home? Why is it that when it comes to our healthcare system is nonsense? And the thing that came to my mind is this: we do not have value for life back home. We do not. If you would care about our people, we are going to invest in healthcare. And I see people, they will say, oh, I live in a $500 million, a $500 million naira home. And I ask, what is the closest healthcare emergency. When you have a cardiac arrest, it doesn't care. You want to go to the closest place to get care, treatment. And if you look at the closest hospital or whatever around there, it's nothing to write home about. Okay? We don't have the equipment. We don't have, yes, a lot of the nurses at like they're trained, but they're up to me, they're not standards. The doctors are frustrated. They're working with what they have. So until we start making healthcare a priority, I'm sorry to say it's only going to get worse. And how does it start? It starts with the people. If the people speak up more, okay, and demand for what they need as a citizen, basic health necessity, like we don't have it. We don't. Like if you buy an equipment, do you know how much this equipment costs? This equipment costs a lot. It's not something you can just wake up and just put in because you want to put in. First, you have to get people that are going to be able to operate it and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, if we learn to value life and treat every life like it matters and not treat a life based on who you know or who you're connected to, I think we'll get to where we want to see our healthcare system. Thank you very much.
But let me ask you though, the politicians, they like to travel overseas. The conversation was in a way how to convince them to stop it. And from where the conversation is going, it appears that many of them believe that the Nigerian healthcare system is very, very incompetent. It's very incompetent. Not that they are not well equipped. They just said they're even going after the doctors now. That their qualification is not very good, that they are rubbish, their customer service is rubbish, and all the rest. So if you are a Nigerian politician, I don't know how that would be hard for you to do, I'm sure. If you are one of them, how can they convince you to stay within your country to get healthcare treatment? What would you want to show them to say, or what would anybody want to show you to convince you to say, you know what, I'm not going to London to get treatment. I will do it in Nigeria, whatever happens. What would it look like? You're muted.
Change starts with each and every one of us. If you don't like something, you change it. If I'm in an environment where I know I'm going to stay there for a long time, and I know, God forbid, if something happens to me, this is where I'm going to get the health system I need. Let's come together. How can we make it happen? Because once we get what we want in a facility, if I know that going to UK is going to cost me this much, while if I invest that money in my community or where I am living, that the people will benefit from it, why not do it? It's cheaper for you to pour that money into where you are than travel out. Because guess what? Healthcare is very expensive here in the United States. I don't know about Europe, but I'm telling you, in the United States is very, very
It's expensive.
expensive. It's very expensive. So Nigeria, we don't even have the basic telehealth care. Everything now is electronics. We're not even there. We are not even there. We don't even know what electronic e-prescription, all those things. We are not there because you know why? We are still behind. So we need to give them adequate training. We need to bring them up to speed. The medical school, I've asked someone if you want to set up a medical school that is of standard, like it is like, I don't know what medical school that will equate to the medical school here. I don't know because I don't know I never went to medical school there. So at the end of the day, my thing is our doctors, surgeons are killing it here in the diaspora. And guess what? A lot of us are hungry to go back home and put up something. But guess what? Why we can't do it? You will not get the support. The people there, they will squeeze you out dry. And nobody wants to establish an investment and not get something back. At the end of the day, if you want to pour something into your community, you want to pour it in that you're going to have the support. Let's start with the security. The security is not there. So how are you going to do all these things? So I would say, let us start by having this conversation. If you feel that the nurse or the doctor in the hospital where you go to is cranky, if you're in their position, you'll be cranky. If you have no equipment or things to work with, how do you work? How do you get your job done? You get frustrated as a physician or as a nurse, whatever, because we all need what needs to be available for us in order for us to get our job done. But if you don't have those things, please tell me how you're going to perform at your job. And it makes you look like you're not up to standard. You can't do what you're supposed to do because those things, you lack it but you have to show up as a physician and that's why when they talk to you, like Uncle Janaba say, they talk to you because they are frustrated, they are tired. They're tired of using their own personal money to fund a hospital. I don't want to work at a hospital where I'm going to use my paycheck to fund it. No, I'm not. Absolutely not. That's not what I went to school for. So I gotta go, guys.
Adama.
Thank you.
Let me quickly ask you a question.
Yes.
Let's not jump the queue completely. You know, Masca has been here for a bit now.
Now my time now. I'm supposed to talk what that matter for further now.
Master, give me 30 seconds first. Hold on. I really love that.
Hold on. AY, you were listening. I think Body wanted to say something.
We have
Body hasn't said anything for a while.
Since
we don't have it forever. This thing is going to be coming up soon.
We have a lot of time.
No, I didn't cancel my program. I didn't cancel my program. I don't know
why I started this mischief now.
No, he did. I didn't cancel my program.
Stop at 1 minute, though. Stop at 1 minute. 1 minute, okay?
Okay. Body wanted to say something though. Everybody.
Let him go ahead.
Body, please go ahead. Thank you. Thank you, Obi.
I want everyone to take a sense of the father. This is a country that survived by itself during COVID, when there was a lockdown. Is the issue of competency? Everything that I needed was supplied there, even if not in full into that. When everybody couldn't go anywhere.
There was no COVID in that place now. There was no COVID. Do you know what's COVID? I was in New York. I was burying people. What do you mean? There's no COVID.
Let me conclude my statement.
There was no COVID in Nigeria. I support to be. Please, let's not discuss Nigeria. There was no COVID.
That's your opinion. So,
AY, can you ask your question? I want to answer your question, then I can leave. Please, Father.
Okay.
If you don't mind him, AY, ask your question.
No.
Okay, after AY.
I wanted to submit what kind of like agree with what you said. To be honest, I just like the submission, man. Those are real issues. You know, sometimes Nigeria matter, the whole thing is tiring. I think we have, even if we have good trained doctors in Nigeria,
systemic problem.
These people, it's systemic problem. They don't have any place to really work and use their talent. Of course, if we have a system that is working, we have very good hospitals. Our Nigeria trained doctors even abroad, they will even love to go back home to work. Because it's like using tools, once to the key two bed. You working, you making money, you working, you helping your people. So that's the way I look at it. So that submission was really, really on point.
On Dr. Let me expatiate on Dr. Dama's submission. I had an experience when I came back from youth service, when I was 7,
I gotta go. I'm listening from the background. I love you guys. Please come tonight and support the topic. You guys are going to like it. Just come with an open mind. All right, thank you, Mr. Obi.
Is it men and women topic or just
everybody?
I will make sure Fafada is there.
Listen, boom. I know you got my back. You always show up. Yes. My bro, please show up tonight. Fafada, if you're going to come up, I don't have your strength.
Fafada need a wife. He will show up. I promise you.
We tell you that he's not married. He's not married.
He needs political wife. Fafada is a polygamous man.
Fafada, look at this scenario. I said in earlier day in near to put there, just in a Benin state as an accountant in the hospital. When I got to Benin, I don't know whether AY still remember Lela Hospital in Niyama. Lela Hospital employed me. I was running the hospital as an administrator. At the end of the day, I now noticed that when customers come or a treatment comes into Lela Hospital, it gives you bill based on your name, who brought you, whose family you are from, and what's your capacity. That is how bad the system is. As I then, I think 2003 then. Once you come in to come and he's an ENT doctor, ear, nose, and throat. Once he comes in to make a treat, to treat you and all stuff, everybody got a different deal. If the car you bring in, who brought you, your name, make demand. Demand is the one that writes bills for you. That is how porous that system is for the doctors anyway. Because he can't put his bill at 5,000. He can't buy gas to power the house or anything. So it depends on how you come in, who brought you, the kind of treatment they give to you, that he will give you bills specially. It depends on your situation. And that is how he ran the hospital till I left there. You know,
Basically, the reason why American health system is flowing here today, I work in a nursing home here in America. The people who pays the whatever income of this organization that I work for, it's not the people who come in here. Oh. It's not that some of them actually pay. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, but the rest of them come in from the state, from social security funds or from whatever money they get from state. If not, this system cannot operate. If it is an individual that working to come and pay bill, how are they going to pay the bills? So you see that it starts from the government, it starts from the systemic arrangement that the health system is working here. If not, so I know some people here who the company took over their houses and then they put them in here, then they build them, they did not sell the house and keep them till they die. That's the arrangement. Take over my property, keep me in the nursing home till my father dies. So the system is able to sell the house, manage that fund to keep that person alive till the person exits. At the end of the day, that is how some of them run. But 99% of the people here are actually funded from government, from state, from local, from the county and all that. That is where the money coming. So Nigerian system, we need to start it from that level. If the government does not have a stake on the health system, it will still boil down to a quack system because the doctor can't actually get this fund from the people. How many people can do operation today and pay? They can pay for it. At the end of the day, and if there's no governmental support for it, at the end of the day, the person is going to get a very shabby service, or the person dies. That's the end of the day because there's no systemic. I mean, the government have not been structured to protect, to have a health insurance in place that works, that be able to help people. Because not everybody can actually pay for their health when they fall sick. You must have been saving for it. That is what we call the health insurance. It must be very strong and working for the health system
I think
to profit.
there's quite a burgeoning health insurance system in Nigeria coming up. I think you can get health insurance that okay, I would not 40,000, 50,000. Some of them as high as a million, even health insurance in Nigeria. So that too, I know is happening. However,
It should be very robust.
What I find strange is that we are talking about high-level politicians here, and we are also talking about the best Nigeria can offer. So, are we saying that the best Nigeria can offer is not even nearly good enough for high-level politicians? Is it that bad?
Of course.
When I was in Akwa Ibom, that was where he built that, what do you call it, that hospital that he announced all over the world that it was the best world class and all that. It was built in Kodekpene Road there. At least I was part of the project because I was financing in the bank then, one of the contractors. So he built it. He campaigned everywhere. It was like shouting, "Oh, common transformation, or common hospital, or common whatever." At the end of the day, after he left government, the next person that will take over, will the person use the same spirit to attend to the issues in the hospital? No, the hospital never had the supplies that the Fabio planned for it. He never had it. They just make noise all over the place. The supply did not come in. So it's supposed to be a one-stop operation room that can do X-ray, it will do scan, it will do MRO, it will do everything in one room. That was the plan for Fabio had for that place. But they never supplied the machine and he left government. And that was the end of that project.
Wow. He didn't even supply the machine.
No,
let's bring Mark in. It's not fair. He hasn't said anything since he came in, and he's in Nigeria too. No. Not all of you are in. You're all overseas. It's only fair that somebody that is in Nigeria has his stay. And I apologize that I forgot about that for a moment. Welcome, Mask. I really appreciate your patience with all these runaways. And we forgive us. So what do you make of the conversation? How do we get our politicians to stop running overseas for treatment?
All right, thank you, forefathers, for being a considerate runaway. I was just looking at all the AYs, the OB, all of them running their mouth, not realizing that if you are in Nigeria, even the internet itself, for it to be stable now, wahala. But anyway, my take is that I have issue with the way you frame the question because it's a presumptive approach to the issue. Even if you have the best equipment, the best building, even with the best doctors, the environment itself and the cultural inclination has to be right. Now, I'll give you two instances, and this is real life. 2007, was it 7? Yes, 2007. I was working in DRC. My wife gave birth to a son, but he was prematurely delivered. And she had a lot of issues delivering him. So there's this, I don't know what the fluid is. I don't know. The doctors among us can help us with what it is. When the delivery fluid, the boy swallowed some of the fluid.
Amniotic fluid, isn't it? Is that not what it's called?
I don't know the name, but he had to be given special attention. For the first 3 days, none of us could see him. This is Kinshasa, and this is 2007. They were fighting war. But culturally, the people were still, anybody who is a doctor, anybody who is a nurse, they were all serious. I made all the fears I could make, but I just can't see him. Look, Oga, you can't see this child. Allow us to take care of the child. He survived. You know, he survived. Today, he's a serious footballer. Thank
That's
God
great.
for that. Fast forward 3 years down the road. No, I think 4 years down the road, I came back home. My wife delivered a baby girl in a hospital here in Abuja. The same issues, exactly identical issues. We lost that child. We lost the child. And for me, the reality is that it's a holistic solution that will solve all these problems. If you look, I keep saying that if you look across Nigeria, in every sphere, it's like you saying that if you are going to be tried, if you have a choice to be tried in an American court or a Nigerian court, which court will you choose? It's not a rhetorical question. I'm asking you, forefathers, of your choice.
I mean, I can bribe a Nigerian judge.
No, you said which court would I choose for?
Yes, if you are to be tried for murder
in Nigeria, I would not choose. I don't think that's up to me. I think the legal system.
Okay, so all right, you are gonna be corny, but so let me be very direct here. Okay,
I'll take the Nigerian club.
If you are to choose between a Nigerian club and a British club, you pick a club. Everything in this country is not okay across the board. So it's not just the healthcare issue. So what I'm saying is not just about the doctors, it's not about the hospital. As a people generally, we have
systemic issues.
Yeah,
is it the access, Masca, is it the access to the other aspect of life, like in terms of having access to foreign hospitals?
Yes,
is that the problem?
Okay, so hold on, let me give you a small analysis. If you are a doctor today in Nigeria, okay, the last conversation I had with my wife barely like 30 minutes ago, the water, she suddenly noticed that the water system, around 12, they will take water. You won't see water. Nobody says anything to you. Water will just go. But today they took it even around 11. As basic as water. Why would you take water without telling me?
Is it an estate?
Yes, it's an estate.
Oh my God.
So I'm saying that even as a doctor, forget about what they put for you in the hospital. With the kind of traffic, with the kind of issues you would have in Nigeria, if you are truly a good doctor, chances are that you tell yourself you are tired of all this nonsense. Police will stop you on the road. They will ask for bribery. Okay?
For no reason.
Are you going as a good doctor? Okay, the hospital is okay. When you want to send your child to school, which school are you going to send him?
Yeah, but hold on. Is that not the phenomenon? Is that not the phenomenon that we are
It's a
experiencing?
systemic problem.
Hold on.
If you are a
No,
doctor,
sorry.
No, hold
Let
on.
me
Let me
answer the
just
question.
I will make this last point, then you can push
Okay.
back. Well, I'm just saying that as a doctor, school will be an issue for you. Just because you are a doctor, are you suggesting that the security issues now in Nigeria is not going to catch up with you because you are a doctor and your hospital is good and your salary is good? The answer is no. The general ambience is a major problem. If you are truly a good doctor, you leave the shores of this country. Even if you have, in fact, if they let them carry the American hospital with all their doctors and bring them here, give them time, they will all relocate away. They will leave the
they will run away.
I think part of it is not the same problem we are facing in terms of, let's say, when Buhari blocked the border from rice from coming to the country. Is it the access that is actually damaging our system? Because if our politicians don't have access to that
Godfather, institutions are not right.
No, it's a systemic problem.
Institutions are not right. Yeah.
Try to understand where I'm coming from. The rights production institution in Nigeria wasn't right, but giving access to Nigerians to still buy Chinese rice and everything would never have helped it come back to life. So the Buhari government, you see what I mean?
Let me ask my question first.
It's a very valid
discussion.
No, sorry.
Let him finish now. Now that he's saying what I'm saying is valid, then let him say.
No, I think what you said is fantastic. Absolutely. I mean, I get the point you're making. What you are, maybe to put it more appropriately, what you are suggesting is that the way to stop some of these things is, yes, if we allow people option, if your own is bad, or let's say if you allow your children, when your neighbor has rice and chicken all the time, if you allow your children, they would always abandon the food in your house and pack to your neighbor's house. Okay,
and your own will never get better.
Yes, to start teaching your children to eat their own food, and probably that will galvanize them to start working hard, so that if they leave their house, their food is going to be fine.
And make a good meal.
Yeah, so that I think I can't argue with that approach to life. We all have to.
But they're never.
Sorry, what I wanted to ask, what I wanted to ask,
hold on, look, they're never going to lock themselves inside the country and say, well, if XYZ minister or governor is sick, he has to use a Nigerian clinic or hospital, knowing fully well he might not come out. So this goes to the crux of the problem, which myself and forefathers, we've had this argument over and over. So I'm hoping right now you're seeing why certain things are necessary in Nigeria, because it is not you cannot run a system. Masca said something, Obi saying the same thing. It is a systemic problem. You cannot run a system without having certain things in place. I see everybody here, yourself, well, not everybody, of course, but a few of you said, well, your word verbatim was, well, I see Nigeria has a robust insurance system. But how many people can afford it? This is private insurance. How many people can be captured under that insurance system, even if it was affordable, knowing that we don't even know how many Nigerians there are? So these are the kind of things I used to debate with you back in the day. Like, there has to be a bottom-up approach. They have to reset that country. You can't keep running.
But colonial master, if we all sit down inside that country, you know that the things will work. If we all sit down and say, okay, for sure you can go out, this one you can go out. Like my friend here, I work with him. He's a Filipino. Filipino, they stopped them from importing cars to the country because they were trying to grow their auto industry. So if you bring a car in, you are free to bring go. You pay 100% of the value of that car to drive that car in Philippines. Yeah, you know what they did now? At the end of the day, if you are bringing in the Mercedes costs you $20,000. you're going to sell that car with $20,000 to drive that car in Philippines.
It's in a lot.
So everybody now grew the local industry. All of them are now driving their local cars, and it's working now. And they are now exporting those cars to other countries. You see them?
The question I wanted to ask
that
Obi,
thing you said actually happens in a lot of countries. Most countries, you pay 100% export duty of the worth of that car. All over the Caribbean, it's like that, right? In an ideal world, that would be good. But when you start talking, in an ideal world, yes, that'd be a perfect measure. But we're talking about lives now. Okay, so these people are not willing to put their lives on the line. It's not going to happen. Let's just be realistic. Nobody's going to gamble with their lives, not in Nigeria. So what we have to do in that country is to start from the bottom. First of all, you kept saying something. You said the health insurance. You mentioned the health insurance, right? The government has to subsidize health in Nigeria. But even if they were to subsidize it, most of the money is going to go missing because we do not even have a proper record and data of the people that it should be allocated to.
Failing institutions. Yes.
There you go. So these are the kind of things
So about that, my focus right now and the main purpose of this discussion was to try to see how we can limit the elite. We are not talking about, because if you first stop the elite from going overseas, now their orientation might even change a little bit to start focusing on locally, the local healthcare system. So, and that one, the lift is not that much because there are not that many of them. So you can focus on them first and say, you know what, how can we, what do we need to do to get you to stop traveling overseas?
Hold on, because this is an argument we always have, right? And he cut me off, of course. So you want to limit the most powerful people in the country to sit down and enjoy the same healthcare, deplorable healthcare that everybody else enjoys, right? Good. You tell us.
But that's not what I want to do, though. I want them to have the best ones. I want them to have the best ones that Nigerians can't even access now. That is in Nigeria.
Okay. So now, okay, all right. So let's rephrase. So now you want to have the best ones that Nigerians cannot access, and the politicians have to sit in the country and enjoy that same healthcare, right or wrong?
Yes.
That's what you're saying.
Yes.
Good. So it was basically the same thing you said in the first place. All right. But tell us, how do you intend to do it? You expect these powerful men to put a noose around their own neck and stand in front of the
Master, I think you are missing what forefathers is saying. See what I'm trying to say. What forefathers is saying. It makes absolute sense. What he is simply saying is, okay, let me put it this way. What we are simply doing now, including myself, we are just complaining. Okay? Because the reality is that Nigeria cannot just be better one day. This bottoms up, it's not going to happen. We have to disaggregate the problems. And he gave a good example. You take rice as a single problem and say, this rice, why is it a problem? We have enough land to farm enough rice. Why can't we do that? And then somebody tells you it's because foreign rice is coming. You block the border, you sort out.
And it's cheaper.
I'm still trying.
Hold on, let me finish.
Yeah, I'm just trying to understand.
Let the copy talk.
No, let him. He's getting to what he was trying to explain to me. So I'm trying to hear him out.
Okay, so what I think forefathers is saying is that he is thinking in his mindset that approach can work for medical health, for healthcare. And I totally agree with him, especially even the high level. You are not saying that the hospitals in Nigeria will be okay. But if you do 5 good world-class hospitals, probably not even just the hospitals, what we can actually do, we can do a medical city. Build up a whole city that is around medicine. If the security is issue, make sure the security in that city is sorted. You are not sorting the whole security issue in Nigeria. I don't think we can argue with what he's saying. If you do that approach,
no. Okay, Master, hear me out. I'm not arguing. Like I said when I started talking to Obi, in an ideal world, we would have a world-class hospital on every freaking street in Nigeria. What I'm saying is, he's saying the politicians have to stay in the country, enjoy the same medical facility. I agree with that. But what I'm saying,
no, the first thing, let them do a medical city. After that, then there will be a law to say that it doesn't make sense for you to go.
When you do a medical city, we agree with that. I'm saying those are all fantastical ideas.
Are they not going to be run by Nigerians? Who can't change beds?
See, please let me come here. See the problem.
Let me finish, please. So those
you know the finish.
Yeah, because everybody keeps interrupting. So those are beautiful ideas. But I'm saying, even if you built 20,000 new hospitals in Nigeria, they would not be effective.
Correct.
Because there is a systemic problem.
Because NEPA go take lights.
Even a simple identifying information of the people you don't have.
Correct.
It will only systemic be rich men enjoying these services again.
Right.
You know that in Nigeria it's not zero. The entire go ahead.
But see, look, first, there's a problem. Yeah, my sister's problem. Yeah, Nigeria has one problem. This classism, I better pass my neighbor. Yeah. Even if today you ask politicians not to travel abroad, they don't mind. Use their money, build one better hospital for them, and yet because of a better pass my neighbor syndrome,
they will not go. Correct.
Those increase the money that you and everybody cannot afford it just because
just like band A and band B.
And another thing, see, the truth be said, look at that's right. Even if you do that, I wanted to ask Obi was like, when it comes to pricing for hospital, who really what measure do you use to put the price? That you say I treat you for this and you pay me this. Then because it's that pricing that is going up that everybody cannot afford. Not even sometimes I want you to check your BP. I want you to do full checkup for this and that. Next thing I tell you to go and pay card of one stupid amount, glucose amount first. How much is the card first?
Expertise.
So that amount that you're telling him to go and pay for card, how did you arrive at that amount first?
Yeah.
Because it's private, because Nigerians want to make business, because you just medical. If somebody do hospital finish, next thing I want the hammer, not to help. You just want hammer for building hospital, private hospital. You want hammer, not like I'm beating the so that everybody can access it because I have passion. Yeah, I can make little profit from it.
But
to hammer. So
correct.
Pricing in this hospital.
Yeah.
You understand that everyone cannot afford it. Then this big money will happen. Yes, I went to one hospital. You just call the big name. Eco, Atlantic Hospital, this and that in the middle of the lake, whatever that. Just say yes, I go hospital, which you know if you afford. You understand? I mean, the service might not even be great. So not to talk of now, if you ask those guys to come back and start build one good hospital here, yes, they might do it. You understand? But those say like, no, I want to put the difference that you and me cannot take the hospital. That's why they're going abroad, where they know you cannot wake up one day and go there.
Okay, we are not even having a problem with that.
Just for the record,
pricing, who brings this price? Who they put this price that everyone?
With regards to billing, I'll give you an example.
These guys themselves.
I speak the truth. Just hold on. Let Matt can speak. He's in Nigeria.
Let me explain the billing. Let me just give one instance of billing. For example, in the United States, For example, in the United States, when you pay out of pocket, it is cheaper. If you have insurance, they can charge you $1 for something that they know if you were going to pay cash. If you got insurance, especially private insurance, they're going to bill you an astronomical amount. Then you probably have to contest that, and then they bring it down, and you know what I mean? So, yeah. But that's why I started off by saying Nigeria has to subsidize healthcare. But then
my question I'm asking is different. Like when it comes to Nigerian billing, Nigerian billing, where you go to a private hospital, they check your BP, they just give you small paracetamol. You go to the dispensary, whatever, they just say your unnecessary bill. How do you have this bill?
It's a system that doesn't work. Billing is actually it's an expertise of billing is supposed to be a section of the of the health sector business. It's a sector of that you train for it and you are giving code for it. Every billing has a code, but
Yes.
the Nigerian factor thing won't let it work here. Because when you are billing, it's actually some people train for it. There in America, even in Nigeria, they bill as a different department. You train for it.
Okay,
And it's supposed to be trained.
we've got about 5 minutes to round up, so we'll take one more minute to get from everybody what
That
they
billing
think.
is a problem in Nigeria.
Hold on now, hold on,
Yeah, it is.
hold on, calm down. We have our 5 minutes to round up. We'll take one more minute to go through every person to give us a potential what they think about how to get out of this. We've had everybody just summarize it so that people get what you think about it. Obi, go. So we'll go around accordingly.
Yeah. I think in the Nigeria team we must change our mindset. Number one, the mindset must change, and we must be ready to accept that it's a work in progress. If we don't have that mindset and have this country at heart, as in we want to let it work, it will never work. We must be sacrificial. This self-centeredness and selfishness and wickedness on behalf of our way, or else we will never see the way to succeed in that country. Selflessness and making that system work. That is why the OB narrative is working. Because we need to try another thing. We'll be doing the same thing over the years, not working. We need to try something else. Systemic issues, systemic crop. We must build our system. That is only when we can have a resumption of livelihood and the normalcy in our situation.
Thank you.
That's what I think it is. Yeah.
Thank you, Obi, and I appreciate you for joining us. You're a haircut professional, are you?
Yeah.
Oh, you see, perfect. I should have even given you privileged position since you are in the industry yourself. So maybe next time we will go in more in depth into healthcare this thing, because I was just focusing on the leaders. Welcome, Pascal. So what do you make of it? Maybe we should leave Pascal for later, actually, since he's a Nigerian.
No. Let me.
All the runaways.
On the health issue, I think I totally 100% support your position. Yes, the whole country is bad. There's a systemic issue, but I think I like this kind of ideas where we need to disaggregate the issues and take them one by one. And sometimes it will seem in an impossibility. But what I want to also say is that, yes, it looks like there is no hospital in Nigeria, but that's not true. There are a lot of very good and fantastic hospitals here. The reality also is that we need to distinguish. Somebody mentioned it, I passed my neighbor. There are people in this country where if you carry the best of the best and put it in Nigeria, they are not going to consume it. If Mercedes-Benz was a Nigerian company, they will not drive that car. They will go and drive some Maruti from somewhere in India. So we need to also understand that about our people. We look down on our own things. Okay? But the truth, I actually joined the program not for the health discussion, even though I think it's a fantastic topic. I think you should make out time to delve deeper into it. But I joined because there was a time you, Body, and I think it was AY, you were talking about the economy. And you keep harping on the fact that the economy has halved. And I just wanted to educate you that, yeah, you're smiling, but look, life is a perpetual school.
No, I'm learning. I'm hoping that you educate me. That's why I'm smiling. I'm very difficult to educate.
And I don't mean it in a derogative way. I just want to be honest.
Oh, yeah.
It's an education. And I can see that you don't have that clarity. In economics, there is what is called nominal, and there is what is called real. The economy that you talk about, Nigerian economy, is still what it is. Don't tell anybody that somebody has halved Nigeria's GDP. It's only a nominal issue you're looking at. It's what it's written on paper. But the bags of rice, the crude oil barrels, everything is still the same. The real GDP remains the same. It's only a nominal discussion you are having. So that is not, you have to understand that there are two separate issues.
I gave an example. What was the example I gave?
No, maybe I wasn't, but you just...
Then you understand that what I said, I said, if you have a property today and you gave somebody your property to manage, the property was worth 500,000 this in dollars, and the person devalues the value of your property and tomorrow is worth 250,000 this in dollars. The property remains the same, but the value of that property has been devalued. That is the context I'm talking about.
But still, that is still nominal. The number of rooms in your house will still remain the same.
Yes, but yet that value of that property has been devalued. There's a it matters.
Yes, it's devalued, but if the value of your property has gone down, chances are that the value of rice in the market that you use to go and buy also will go down.
No, in reality, that's a problem because we buy from outside. If we don't have to buy from outside, it wouldn't matter in dollars. But because we buy from outside, suddenly now all your debts have tripled in value from the point of view of the naira. Everything is more expensive. That's why when your property devalues, it's a problem.
The good thing is I have your number. Maybe what I'll do, I'll call you personally. I actually think you are misrepresenting things. And because you are also a leader among us here, I think it's important that you have to understand that you have a responsibility to have a good grasp of the issues you will talk about.
Everything you said, I don't disagree with what you said. You are the one misunderstanding what I said. I agree. The bag of rice remains the bag of rice, but you are not understanding that what you consider nominal and abstract is actually real in the real
No, I
world.
didn't use the word. It's just nominal. It's
No. What you are by saying nominal, that's why you use the term real, and it's on the ground.
Two of you are saying the same thing, two different contexts.
So even if it comes nominal comes across as abstract, the only reason why it comes across as abstract is because it's foreign based way of the impact is based on foreign values.
Father, I thought it's for 1 minute. Did you change?
He started another one again now. It's his fault. But we'll forgive him. He's in Nigeria. We run our ways.
You believe that?
Yeah, look at that. Who said I was a leader? Did I call myself a leader? I'm barely a moderator. You're calling me a leader. What's wrong with you? I'm even barely a moderator. What are you going on about? This is I speak the truth. Please go ahead.
All right, let's. I'm going to keep it brief because you said there's just barely a few minutes left. So, if you're coming back, I think outside of this topic, I was thinking we were going to be on the same topics I left on, which had to do with geopolitics. But I want everybody to know on here. A few days ago, well, about 2 or 3 days ago, a cybersecurity chief for the Israeli government, Tom Abramovich, got arrested in Vegas. He was arrested in a child sex ring operation. And instead of him being prosecuted in the United States let him go back to Tel Aviv without any consequences. Well, maybe that was diplomatic immunity, but I think those are the kind of things we need to discuss, especially since child trafficking is pervading the whole planet. But that said, too, if we were ever to discuss this, let's also remember that Israel, as it stands right now, is a home to a home to most of the child predators wanted in the United States and in Europe. So a lot of them, they get out on bail and they run to Israel because they hold citizenship there and they can never be extradited. But things like this, I think we have to speak on, especially since I would assume most of us, if not all of us on here, have kids.
Thank you. Let me bring. Let's try to be GP with it. Because as you can see, Madam Luke is looking very looky. Okay, diaspora voting, please go ahead. 1 minute.
You see?
Yeah, 1 minute. What do you make of the conversation, and what would you recommend based on what you've had so far?
I know, Nigeria is when it comes to the medical whatever, it's supposed to be a work in progress because you can't just switch everybody's mentality overnight when it comes to the health sector. The workforce there, zero. People are just in it for the money. I don't think they're not in it for passion for like, yeah, I love the job. They're in it for money. So if the money is not there and no tools are there, if you go there, that frustration, they put it on you. So I think change of mind, mindset will also help. Putting everything on ground, then let the people by themselves, change their mind. Because, like I said, I'm using like me from an engineer, for instance. If I have all the current tools to work, you understand? Shame with the cash me to fail in that kind of environment. So I maybe want to force myself to oh boy, I get to show say as I use this to make an fuck up. So I definitely want to put more. You understand? But if there's no tool for me to use, even if I know everything, I'll just like I'll keep myself. I'll use my blood. So attitude not change to be there and put all things in place. I think you have to work as simple.
Thank you. It's in diaspora voting. And Jonaba, thank you. And Jonaba started all this wahala by bringing that Nigerians are useless and they wouldn't even let their this is. So everybody like started saying, "Oh, are you saying that our doctors are useless?" So maybe he revealed something that I didn't even know, that this is how Nigerians really think about the healthcare system in Nigeria. So please go ahead. 1 minute.
Thank you, forefathers, for having me one more time. I believe that the healthcare system is quack. The way forward is to train them, and it cannot be done in Nigeria. We have to have people abroad who have encountered a better system. It will take a while, but what they have currently, I've not subject even my dog to go to one of those places. So no matter what they say,
yeah, take it easy now.
the place is contaminated. The motive for money grabbing, the lawmakers are not working. Those things like billing and all of that is a code. There's nothing working for now. Hopefully, we get somebody that very radical enough and bring a change, at least to start from somewhere. But that it is now, everything in Nigeria is on life support. Thank you.
Thank you. Wow, it's very rare you see Jonaba sound so despondent. The healthcare system must have beaten hard. AY, what do you make of it?
These women are gonna come after you. It's 8 p.m. here, 8 p.m. EST.
Yeah, are you done?
Yeah, are you coming back? Are you gonna set up a new?
Not necessarily. They might go quite long, so they tend to go a bit longer. I don't want to shut them.
Okay, just go ahead and shut it down. There is no much to say, man. Yeah, you know where the Nigerian system is, so don't worry.
I appreciate you all for coming in. All the runaways, but all the runaways support the diaspora voting. I speak the truth. He didn't run away. He was born there. Why? Thank you for this enjoying us. Jonaba ran. Even the healthcare said not going to touch. He completely ran. Obi, I see you there. Even if he's working overseas now, and of course the honorable this Masker that is in Nigeria coming down here. I really appreciate you for coming, because it's not easy to do all this from Nigeria. When I was in Nigeria, I couldn't come online at all. It's not easy, and he's able to join us and contribute. We really appreciate your presence here. Thank you all for joining us. Till next time, we'll see you again. Bye.